Welcome everybody. It is football time in Austin, Texas. We are at senior night tonight. It is a awesome night for everybody in the building. We have a great feeling this is going to be a great matchup tonight. We have the Stony Point Tigers playing the Killeen Kangaroos, another maroon team this week. I'm joined here with old-time coach and now color analyst, Coach Bouchong, Mickey Bouchong. How are you doing tonight?
Things are great, Zach. Great to be here in Round Rock's classic stadium, Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, otherwise known as the Palace to a lot of folks.
Yeah, absolutely. I have great memories here. I know, Coach, you've had plenty of games where you've actually been up in this booth, but not necessarily doing this job tonight. And I've definitely, actually lived across the street from here for 20 years growing up. So this is like a second home to both of us. We're super excited here tonight. As you can tell from the field, we have all of our beautiful seniors tonight with their great family members. Super excited to share this moment with everybody. We're just getting wrapped up here. It looks like coming on an end here with a few more players, and then it looks like the cheerleaders will also be coming out. But definitely going to get started and get going here in a bit. We'll leave the camera on and then also probably have to jump to some commercials, get going, but we'll actually be back in just a second. I'm going to flip to commercials, and we will see you in 2 seconds. There's the senior nights and...
Longtime MacLeod parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045.
Visit Maze Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at mazestreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567.
There's nothing quite like Central Texas high school football. Under the lights. Join iHSFAN's Rick Epstein and Jeff Power each week as they shine the spotlight on area high school football teams, players, and coaches. Tuesday night, we'll be live at Bush's Chicken in Pflugerville, welcoming Panthers head coach Charles Taylor, plus Andrew Petter from the Georgetown Eagles and wide receiver Adrian Wilson of the Weiss Wolves. Tuesday night, Under the Lights. Tuesday nights at 8. Only on Talk 1370.
You are listening to Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. Now let's head to the field with Zach Epstein.
Welcome back, everybody. It's almost time. As you can see here, we're just wrapping up with our senior night celebrations, and the night is just beginning, Coach. And you know, a few things that we were thinking about during the break is last week, you know, we had a great showing from a young group of players, ended up getting a win again last week, played Austin High, was able to get the win 24-21 and started off very quick in the first half, Coach. Yeah, what were your kind of initial thoughts and, you know, going in the game and then leaving the game? A couple, you know, just pointers that you saw.
A lot of the stuff we had talked about with Coach Cheshire was going to be how these guys are going to react. A lot of young players are playing for the Stony Point Tigers, and I think that's going to continue throughout the year, and it's exciting to see them come on so early and get themselves a big win. It started off on the right foot. They got the interception, went down and scored, so it got things going for them, and then they end up finishing up the game real well, winning 24-21. How exciting was that at the end, Zach?
Oh, very exciting on our end, and you know, a little bit of a blunder, or at least just a questionable decision there by the Austin High team. Ultimately benefited Stony Point in the last seconds. Both of us were kind of shocked at the ending there, but you know, a win is a win, especially to start off your season 1-0. Looking around the district, Coach, a couple teams that got wins last week, quite a bit. In the 25-6A district, we had McNeil winning, Vandergrift also winning, Vista Ridge, Westwood, Stony Point, and Manor all on the win side of the column to start. And then we have two teams that did end up with a loss in the district, Cedar Ridge and Round Rock. Round Rock took a tough beating to Weiss last week that surprised quite a few of us. But, you know, zoning back in on the Stony Point team, Kenneth Calbus had a great start to his varsity career last week with going 10 of 17 throwing the ball, 128 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns, and top that off, quarterback rating of 121. Coach, what are your kind of thoughts on his play?
Well, I can tell you, having a sophomore come out and do such a great job like he did last week has to bring confidence to everyone in the program. But it wasn't just him. They had a receiver who really, he was the Max Preps player of the game for him. The Rhymes kid, Tristan Rhymes, he's another sophomore. He's another one of the young guys who came in, and I think they were worried about how they were going to come out as young players. But they didn't skip a beat. They came out and got after it from the very beginning, and there are a lot of sophomores who did a great job.
Absolutely. Definitely saw a lot of the younger kids take a step up and really, you know, making names for themselves. But looking at our defensive side of the ball, Coach, we also had, unless you have any more thoughts about the offensive side, I think, you know, defensively played a great game, shut them out in the second half.
That was huge, Zach.
Absolutely. And, you know, both kind of offenses were aided in their defensive play, especially in the beginning of the game with turnovers, right, Coach? We saw that happen quite a bit. Both sides of the ball had those. This team tonight, we were looking at the stats, played a game last week where, the yards were very similar, 336 versus 299 for Killeen versus Chaparral Killeen, who is just a 2-year-old school. But nonetheless, the difference there and the reason why Killeen won by, I think, 30 points was due to the fact of turnovers. The 4 turnovers went their way where they gave up 0. So going to be another factor tonight. Any thoughts on that, Coach?
Yeah, it was definitely player of the game for Killeen last week was their quarterback, their do-it-all, Roderick Norman. He threw for 212, had 4 TDs, 0 interceptions. From what I hear from the coaches at Stony Point, the kid is absolutely special and can do a lot of things. I'm looking forward to seeing him play tonight. I'm looking forward to Stony Point getting after him. Absolutely, and just kind of going on that note, our defensive backfield is very strong this year for Stony Point. It seems like it's a point of emphasis, especially for the team in general. Just the whole defense looked very on point. And, we kind of talked about this last week. You expect that, right? Your defense to play a little bit better than offense. Offense is a lot more kinks maybe going in. Defense is a little bit easier. You can blitz and hide the fact that you might not be as familiar with the playbook on defense. So I'm not sure what happened last week, Zach, because that was definitely not the case at House Park. At House Park, it was an offensive fireworks show in the first half. We had everything from big runs, the fourth and 2 play backed up on their own, 39, boom, 61-yard touchdown run. We had some great balls thrown by the quarterback to his receiver. We had Austin High ran a kick all the way back. That's something they're going to have to keep an eye on. They can't give up a kick return for a touchdown after getting things going for themselves. Absolutely, Coach, and that just goes to show how important, especially in the beginning of the season, the turnovers are, and just making sure you're doing what your coaches say, because we talked last week about that. Special teams is going to play a big factor in a lot of games here, and you don't really realize that as maybe a fan, but special teams play a huge role every single week. There's a reason you practice it all the time, and I know the coaches were probably upset at the fact that they weren't following and staying in their lanes. Yeah, that thing opened up pretty bad for them, and that's going to get addressed. I talked to the special teams coach, and he said that's going to definitely have to be taken care of. You think about it, one of the fumbles was on kick return. Mm-hmm. Even though we had some good kick returns last week, we also turned it over one time on the kickoff return team. Just can't win when you do things like that. So as the competition gets a little bit steeper, we're going to have to cut down on those mistakes. Yes, Coach, and you talk about competition getting steeper. Not much steeper than you can get next week when we take on, or 2 weeks from now when we take on Vandergrift. Apologies. Next week is Pflugerville, another non-district game, but then kicking it off in 2 weeks versus a district opponent who went to state last year. So, definitely some big games coming up on the schedule. Next week, I believe we are playing Pflugerville, so that will be another great matchup between the Austin area team. I think right now, looks like we are about 15 minutes from kickoff. I'd love to go through some starters with y'all today. They're doing that on the Jumbotron as well. At quarterback for the Stony Point offense is Kenneth Calbus. We also have Andrew Hill toting the rock with Aaron Bolton mixed in there. We also saw Xavier Hill get thrown in there as well, sophomore running back. Tristan Rhymes and Joaquin Pena are holding down the outside wide receiver positions, and then at tight end, Talon Boyson. Offensive line did a great job last week, something that we have not missed in our pregame report. Julian Garcia at left guard, right tackle Terrence Lackey, center Matt Anugua, and Anuagua. I will be so much better if someone would let me know. But left tackle Jackson Munster, and then Travis Nutt at right guard, number 62. And at kicker, we have Noah Lopez. For the Stony Point defense, heading up in your
DBs in the backfield back there. Secondary corner, Caden Cook. Free safety, Hee-Sung Yang. Shane Werner, another corner. Both those guys are seniors this year, just got announced. We have Brock Sumner holding down the strong safety position. And then on your linebackers, Hunter Alvarado, Isaiah Cantrell, Daniel Sawyer, defensive line, Jordan Garcia, Chime Onyaka, and on defensive end, Iverson Collins and Tristan Butler. So that wraps around your starters for this week for Stony Point offense and defense. Coach, anything you're thinking about before the game starts?
Well, one of the things we were talking about earlier is last night I got the information the Stony Point JV they won 8-7, and the Killeen B team won the 9th grade game 18-8, and the Killeen A team won 36-8. It's good to know that these kids are playing A games, B games. There is a JV, because some of these programs in the area, sometimes they don't have the number to have 3 games before Friday night football or Thursday night for this week, obviously. But, it's good to know that these teams are getting more kids out and have plenty to have an A and B team for their freshmen.
That is honestly very crucial. I know during my years playing football, that was always a struggle for, the program that I was at. But it's truly nice whenever some teams can fill out 2, 3, even 4 teams. You go up into Allen and DeSoto, those areas we kind of talked about last week, and can see A, B, C, and a D team come out for the freshman units. So it's about where you're from in Texas. Like you said, it is all about public schools here. So that's how it goes.
Well, you don't have to look much farther than this area, because you go to some schools and they have to schedule someone else outside of who they play that week for their C team or their blue team or gold team or whatever it is. The kids that aren't A or B teams, they have more kids to play. And the coaches, you know what? We have a ton of kids in our program. We want them to still get to play, because you never know when one of the kids is going to mature and end up being one of your ace kids on a Friday night. I've seen it happen way too many times to ignore the fact that just because when they're in 9th grade they're not a starter on the A team doesn't mean they're not going to end up being a really good high school football player in the near future.
Absolutely. It's an interesting time in all these kids' lives, I'm sure. Changes in the body. You can go from 5'5" on your freshman year to 6'5" by the end senior year, and gain 100 pounds during that time. So it's just absolutely right. These kids want to play, and ultimately the reason why they have so many teams is because they want to instill that culture and reach as many kids as possible. Because ultimately, my greatest memories from football, and I'm sure a lot of people can kind of also have this same sentiment, is it's not just about winning, losing your team members. It's about also how you become a man afterwards. So and that's high school football in Texas teaches you that without any doubt. I think we are just under 12 minutes here. Coach, I know that you were able to grab Coach Cheshire for an interview. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was real good to catch him before as he came into the stadium. And he was very, very pleased with how things went with his young kids. They were all worried about that a little bit. They all had a little bit of, we have all these young kids. We think they're good. We think they're going to be real good. But right now they're still sophomores, and you just don't know how they're going to react to their first Friday night. And they're very, very happy with how that worked out for them. And I can't blame him. The other thing he talked about, and can't go without saying this, is he talked about how athletic Killeen looked on film. And they're extremely concerned about the athleticism that Killeen's going to put out there. And he said their quarterback is as good as they get. So I don't know what that means, but I do know when Coach Cheshire says someone's as good as they get, he is probably pretty solid, and he's going to be a handful tonight, I do believe. So let's hope our boys are ready to take care of that this evening.
Absolutely. And, Coach Cheshire, again, 20 years has been the coach here at Stony Point. The Tigers have enjoyed him, and as he's led them to, a state title run back in the day. But nowadays it's a little bit more competitive, at least in this area. Just have a state champion or a state semifinalist in our own district. So, that just goes to show. And then obviously some historic programs as well as with Manor, always having a good team as well. Vandergrift Vista Ridge. And then you have your usual suspects in the Round Rock district, Westwood, Round Rock, and Cedar Ridge, which, Round Rock and Cedar Ridge historically, at the top of this district, especially the Round Rock schools, especially as of late. But both of those teams taking losses last week.
Yeah, not used to seeing that. Not used to seeing that early in the year. And I'm sure they're going to get their things turned around. And but we'll get a chance to see those guys later on, won't we, Zach?
Absolutely, yeah. The iHSFAN network is actually presented by Covert Ford, and we are presenting on all of Round Rock ISD schools this week and all year. So, tonight we're our only game, I think, in the area, but tomorrow night, please feel free to check out all the iHSFAN broadcasts going on. There's usually every single game from this Round Rock ISD will be up, and you guys can scroll through. If one's at a pause, a timeout, go to the next game, kind of check in and see what's going on in the district. It's a great way to kind of stay connected.
Well, talking about checking in, we had someone check in from Springfield, Pennsylvania. Long-distance fans of the Tigers, Chris and Gus Bryan. Gus is their all-everything offense and defensive lineman who's one of the best players in the state of Pennsylvania. And he's got a district game tonight, and I got a text about how they're going to be watching our game and listening to us on YouTube, and it's exciting that we're having fans from all over, not just Central Texas, but we have fans listening to Round Rock High School, high schools playing football all the way up in Pennsylvania. Pretty cool.
Absolutely, yeah. Feel free to let us know where you're listening from. I'm not sure if the chat is actually enabled on YouTube, but, it's definitely always great to hear where, all the fans kind of are in Tiger Nation. And as we see the Stony Point Tigers coming out of the tunnel for the first time today and going into the blow-up. So we will be right back. We're going to take a quick short break and bring you the action right as they run out. But we're going to take a break right now to go to hear from our sponsors.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
You are listening to Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. Now let's head to the field with Zach Epstein.
It is now time for some football. 7 minutes and 19 seconds ticking down the clock. We are super excited to bring you in. And here come the Tigers. Looks like may have been a bit early, but here they come nonetheless. Looking great. They are wearing the blue shirts with white helmets and gray pants. Looking very nice tonight in Texas. And it is a nice night tonight. Not as hot as last week, Coach. We're kind of
not even close.
We're kind of joking about it. It's 95 degrees right now. When we ended the game last time, it was about 95 as well. So starting off a bit cooler tonight. Definitely nice to see that most of the field is shaded for these players. I know last week we did have a few cramp ups. That is going to happen. But we are getting geared up here to get started. Almost 6 minutes to go. I see the the color guard is coming out with the flags here in a second. So I'm sure we'll pan over to the national anthem once that happens. But other than that, I'm going to announce our referees for tonight. The right judge is Ethan Hopkin. The U judge is Charles C. Nations Jr., and then headline is Richard Bowles. Left judge is Christopher Signoff. Back judge is Brett Wagner. Front judge David Wright, side judge Derek King. Clock is Jerry Greer, 25 seconds. Alan Bonner, Freddie Monterell is on the chains, as well as Alizar Garcia and Tim Glenn. So with that being said, I think we are going to see the Kangaroos come out first, or maybe we're going to get the national anthem. I'm not sure what will happen.
Well, pretty traditional for them to be out standing
That's true.
along the sideline for the playing of the national anthem. We'll see how this shakes out here. Looks like the color guard.
They're ready to go.
They are. They're getting ready, and we're ready to go. And
everybody's itching. Killeen is not too far down the road from Stony Point. Still pretty far, about 45-minute drive from here. But good to see a few of their fans making it out, as well as the Stony Point faithful. It looks like the student crowd here tonight is on a whiteout, so whiteout for senior night, typical for this. And here come the Kangaroos in all white. So both teams wearing the white helmets tonight, and then Killeen obviously getting ready to come out and visit the Stony Point Tigers as the visiting team. We're getting close to kickoff here. And Thursday night football, Coach, it's great. If you really wanted to, I always joke about this, you could see a game every single night, especially when NFL's on. You could go Monday to see the 7th grade play, the 8th grade Tuesday night. You can see the 8th graders play. Wednesday, you could see JV or the freshmen play. And then varsity, you got Thursday nights. So you almost could get a game every single night if you really wanted to in the state of Texas. It's great.
That doesn't hurt my feelings because there's definitely no such thing as too much high school football for me.
Absolutely. Coach, you were a longtime high school football coach, but also spent some time at Deer Park there a couple years after McNeil. Obviously there's a big difference between middle school to high school, but, what do you kind of see as difference between the two?
Well, people don't realize the time. That's the biggest thing. The time that these coaches put in with their programs is really unbelievable unless you're a part of it and you do it yourself. You just don't get it because there's nothing that's unimportant and nothing worth not doing. Anything needs to be done, it just gets done. And if it takes an 80-hour week, it takes an 80-hour week.
Absolutely, yeah. Dedication is something that is preached a lot, but we're going to have the national anthem here, and we'll probably go silent for it. There it is, folks, the national anthem. We are getting ready to go. We have about a minute and 30 seconds here before kickoff. Going to hear one more word from our sponsors before we get going, but we'll be right back.
Is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
Hey, folks, we are back. It looks like the coin toss is about to happen. Captains for your Stony Point Tigers, number 10, Hunter Alvarado. It looks like number 9, we have Iverson Collins. Number 2, Hee-Song Yang. And at number 27, Aaron Jones. And for the Killeen Kangaroos, it looks like number 99, Samuel Hernandez. Number 24, Jorge Ortega. Number 4 is Raymond Howard, and I couldn't tell it was on the very end. Number 50 is Torrey Gaden. So, like I said, getting really close to game time here. Coin toss, we'll let you know what happens and who gets the ball first. But last time, Stony Point won the toss, elected to defer to the second half, and it was a good choice for him.
Yeah, that's always a good choice when you get a pick and take it down there and score on the first drive of the other team.
Looks like Stony Point again won the toss and looks like they deferred once again. So Kangaroos will be kicking off for us tonight, and Stony Point will be kicking off for us tonight, and Kangaroos will be receiving the ball. It is almost time for some football in Texas.
We're about to get to see Roderick Norman in action. I've read about him a little bit, and then I heard all about him from Coach Cheshire, and now we're about to see.
Oh, yeah, it is good time to be a football fan. Everybody is pumped up for this Thursday night game. Coach, I'm excited for this one. It looks like two very tough teams coming in, both 1-0 tonight, both looking for a second win, but only one can come out victorious, as we know. So as we have our kickoff unit take the field, kicking off the ball is going to be, again, Noah Lopez, who drilled the game-winning field goal last week and got the win for Stony Point. So, he's been reliable so far up to this point, drilling his extra points as well.
I bet he's riding pretty high after the game-winning field goal after last week. He probably feeling himself pretty good right now, and see if we can get going with this opening kickoff.
Absolutely. So kicking off again, Noah Lopez from the 40-yard line. And we have some football in Tiger Nations. Ball is kicked right down to the 2-yard line, returned. Got some room there. Ultimately stopped up by number 30 for the Stony Point Tigers. That was Bryce Mintkin. Yeah, Bryce Mintkin with the tackle. Good play on that. And so special teams is unique, Coach, right? Some of the guys who might not necessarily be on the starting unit for either side trying to make a name for themselves and improve themselves, right?
A lot of times, let's say your backup linebackers, safeties, cornerbacks, running backs, tight ends, fullbacks, they're going to be on your kickoff team.
And hungry, of course. So Stony Point comes out with a 3-man front. Kangaroos hand the ball off right down the middle, breaks a tackle. Kangaroos, number 2, that's Cardi Hicks, takes the ball up, but it gets tackled by Isaiah Cantrell on the play. So able to range over for that middle linebacker position. Again, our second, and then coming out in the trips position with one man to the bottom of your screen. Quarterback rolls out to the right, pump fakes, feels pressure, escapes. Hunter Alvarado on the chase, though. Quarterback ends up getting out of bounds. Might have just got that first down. So ball is now on the 49-yard line for Stony Point. 2 quick plays, Coach.
Yeah, they're handling themselves up front. Their offensive line is right now. We're going to have to do something about that, Zach.
Absolutely. So 3-man front again, coming out with twins on each side. Quarterback takes the snap. Again, evades the pocket. Throws one up. Just in the vicinity of his receiver, to Corey Landers, but no cigar there with Hee-Song Yang in coverage, able to stop that play up.
Good job of getting the quarterback off his spot that time. I just mentioned they're doing a good job letting him kind of moving guys around, but right there he had to get off his spot. Good job of rushing the quarterback.
So takes a snap and looks again, met with pressure in his face, tackled by number 25 on the Stony Point Tigers. That is Tristan Butler, so another good tackle. He was all over the place last week, but this front line for the Kangaroos, I'm getting my first look at them, Coach. They're big.
Yeah, they're big. They're a big offensive line, and we can't let those guys just set their feet and get their hands on us. We have got to move. They run counter right there.
Yep, counter stopped right there. Good tackle by Iverson Collins, the senior, making a big play and stopping the Kangaroos from ultimately a good-looking drive to begin with.
Collins was absolutely an animal last week. He was all over the place. He was hard to handle for the offensive line for Austin High, and it looks like he may do the same thing tonight, Zach.
Absolutely, and the D ends for, again, Stony Point, Iverson Collins and Tristan Butler will be all over the field tonight, met with Chime Onyaka and Jordan Garcia playing the defensive line positions. So Kangaroos to punt. Stony Point almost got there. Ball bounces and is downed at the 14-yard line, and number 12 for Stony Point was back to return. That is Andrew Gomez, the wide receiver. Getting a little close there, Coach. I know you're
not
probably
a big fan right there, Zach. Not a fan. I bet he's getting an earful of, look, when you can't get to it, you're not tricking anybody hovering over the ball. The only thing that can happen there is probably negative.
Right, so get away from the ball. Peter is what we used to call it, but Kenneth Calvas coming out to a trips to his right side here, and Tristan Rhymes, the receiver who was playing very well last week, to the top of your screen. So Kenneth looks for the snap, joined in the backfield by Andrew Hill. Andrew Hill is met in the backfield immediately. So looking at the defensive line.
Did they just put those big guys from the O-line on this defensive line? Because they are some big old rascals out there, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. This team definitely has some size on them. Stony Point also has some good size on us as well. So, very tight matchup so far. But Kenny Calbus back in here with his second start tonight. He has twins receivers to both sides. Sends a man in motion. Has that bootleg that worked so well last week. And ball just bounces off the hand of Tristan Rhymes. Kind of close to out of bounds, Coach. Looks like the defense is playing some man coverage and was just all over that play.
Yeah, he didn't have the separation to make an easy look for the quarterback right there. So we're going to have to do something.
Yeah, third down and about 12 here for the Tigers. And, again, field position is such a big factor, especially early on in games. But backed up to our own end zone here. So Stony Point coming out against for that twins pistol look. And Kenneth Calba sends a man in motion. Snaps the ball. Again, a rollout. Takes the ball and runs with it. Not much there.
No.
And so the Stony Point punt unit comes onto the field. So, a very quick 3-and-out drive for the Stony Point Tigers. There's also a quick drive on the other side with the Kangaroos. So back to punt. Gets the ball off. It is a pretty good punt. Number 4 for the Kangaroos takes it and is brought out of bounds by Hunter Alvarado. Good job there getting him out of bounds, and about a 10-yard return right there. So it seems like Kangaroos start off right where they left off last time with the punt at the 45-yard line for Stony Point.
Yeah, they've got great field position to get this thing going.
So moving quickly here, both teams utilizing that spread unit, and quarterback for the Killeen Kangaroos is Roderick Norman. Takes a snap and hands it off, and met in the backfield by Chime Onyaka, senior for the Stony Point Tigers, and center of that unit. Was, again, all-district last year for this team.
Zach, you and I talked about how he wasn't as big of a force last week. I heard before the game that he was sick.
Oh, okay.
Last week, so that might explain a little bit of why he wasn't quite as effective as he had been or was expecting to be.
Right. So right there on that play, again, Roderick Norman, quarterback, throws out to number 9, Timothy Boatner, who almost breaks a tackle, but great job by number 32 on the defense for Stony Point to get the tackle, and that is Lucas Garcia. So ball goes right down the middle. Number 2 makes a move, gets into the end zone for a touchdown. A good run there by number 2, Cardee Hicks, but Stony Point getting some hands on him, just not able to bring him down right there.
Great job executing up front. There was a big hole there, and he's explosive.
Yeah, we saw a great explosive back last week with Bryson Batts taking one to the house early on. But right there, a good 30-yard run in for the score, led by that offensive line. Snap here, flag on the play. False start more than likely. So, not doing anything really special there. Quarterback, makes one good throw to a hitch route, and then just kind of opens up a score. For your Stony Point defense, there's nothing really to go against other than the big play, right?
Yeah, that's been a hiccup for us. We had a couple big plays last week that we gave up that we need to do something about that and make sure we keep those to a minimum.
Absolutely. So timeout, or not timeout, penalty was on Stony Point.
Nope, they called timeout.
Yep, and now a timeout. So ball moves up about the 1.5 yard line there. So maybe the Kangaroos thinking over a 2-point conversion here.
A lot of people will. You give me a yard and a half to get 2 instead of 1. That's a pretty good shot. You're going to take that chance. And with that big old offensive line of theirs and the way they've cracked a couple seams the first play of the game and then this one on the touchdown, I wouldn't be surprised. But looks like they're going to line up to kick it.
Yeah, line up to kick it here. So timeout. The Kangaroos goes quickly. They have 2 left for the rest of the half. 7 minutes and 37 seconds here in the first quarter. And it is good. So score here is 7-0, Killeen. And Coach, again, nothing too special on that drive that Killeen was doing. Just getting some time in the pocket and being able to run the ball with some good guys up front.
Yeah, everything that I had read about, need to be aware of their skilled kids on the outside, their speedy receivers. But it looks like it's going to be a handful taking care of that offensive line and their running back situation.
Absolutely. So number 12, Andrew Gomez and Shane Werner are back to return here for your Stony Point Tigers. Tiger football is ready to go. Our offense will be getting on the field for the second time tonight, hopefully in a little bit better field position here. Again, special teams is where games can be changed and where they can be won or lost. So definitely have to have a good return here, get set up with. But kicking for the Kangaroos is number 35. Daywood, yes. Sorry, I couldn't find the name. So Daywood kicks the ball off to Andrew Gomez, who muffles it a little bit, but gets a corner, makes a play, hurdles a player, and gives the Stony Point Tigers the ball at the 15-yard line. So almost a crisis situation there for the Tigers, but ultimately able to get it back and make something positive out of it. Coach, they're starting about the same spot they started last time.
Yeah, you don't want to start back up here. It's not quite the start of last week's game, but you just have to fight through it. It's not always going to be easier. Defense isn't always going to give you the ball after one play and get ready. Hey, just go down there, do the easy part. We're in a dogfight tonight, Zach.
Absolutely. So again, Kinnick sends a man in motion, dumps it off to him right in the open, and hurdle, beautiful play by Andrew Gomez, back-to-back hurdles on back-to-back plays. Obviously, the Stony Point Tigers offensive coordinators are wanting to get this kid the ball. He looks very athletic, jumping over people left and right. Did only manage to get back to the line of scrimmage, though.
Yeah, let's see if they come out anything different, or if they're going to be in the same formation, twins on each side.
Yep, sends a man in
pistol.
motion. Hands the ball off to Andrew Hill, who gets the corner, is able to turn up field for the first down, and he gets 12 yards down the field, able to turn that corner so quickly. Andrew Hill, the electric running back who had 103 yards from the rushing yards last week, mostly on that one big run, but again, showing his ability to make the play.
Yes, Hill's been effective. He went through a stretch of really toting the rock last week, and he's going to be an issue if he can make sure and take care of the football.
Absolutely, and again, gets the corner, turns up field, close to a first down, gets about 7 on the play. So, again, outside the tackle seems to, be an answer, at least on this drive to begin with. So, a lot of motion. A lot of spread, so we're seeing Kinnick kind of rely on his running backs right now to do some work, and that offensive line doing really well. Number 70, Jason Iziata, looks like he's holding down the left tackle position as well. I did not mention him as a starter earlier. Thought I had to right now. So Kinnick drops back in to get the snap, hands the ball off once again. Oh, the ball's on the ground. Looks like it might have been recovered by Andrew Hill again, but almost in the hands of number 45 on the defensive side. So, again, that brings us to 3rd down and 5 situation.
That's tough. You just put yourself in a bad situation.
So, Stony Point, again, and now we have a change at the running back position. Aaron Bolton, who also was a steady contender for toting the rock a lot last week.
In the second half, he was a big reason they got things going.
So Bolton takes the ball again off tackle, able to make the first down, and a little bit more gets hit by a big hit. And number 14 out there, Tristan Rhymes, had a good block to seal the edge and allow Bolton to get around there.
That's something you find pretty impressive out of a sophomore who seems to be their wide receiver number 1 out here. Seeing him block like that is pretty impressive.
Absolutely, and sometimes you're asked to, go in and block those linebackers as a wide receiver, on a crack play. So you got to be ready to do that. Trips right. Kinnick sends a man in motion, number 18, Alex Freeman. And snap right down the middle, met immediately. So the jump on that play was pretty quick to get back to the running back. So looking at 5 minutes and 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Stony Point taking a second here. Band is, of course, playing out in their comfy outfits tonight. Nice to see that. Definitely don't want to be out in those heavy coats and pants and stuff like that. But we got twins on both sides of the ball. Ace formation for Stony Point offense. Kinnick takes the ball, looks deep. Has a man open. Tristan Rhymes wide open. Able to catch the ball. What a beautiful throw and catch. 60, I think that was about 60 yards down the field. So a good throw and catch by Kinnick Calbus and his wide receiver 1, who you just mentioned, Coach, Tristan Rhymes.
Yeah, that was, I wish I would have been able to follow it a little bit better, but that was a beautiful ball right there.
Absolutely, and it almost looked like for a second Tristan may have almost tripped himself up there, but able to beat the DB there just so easily. So it might have yourselves a good connection there for all season, but we have trips right for Kinnick Calbus in the pistol formation. Takes a snap, hands it off to Bolton once again. Bolton gets about 4. But now, after that big play, again, Kinnick showing off his arm ability to get the ball down the field. We are seeing a second down and about 8 from the 18-yard line.
Well, if you remember, I think this is where Kinnick threw his first touchdown last week.
Absolutely.
Something like this. It wasn't a deep ball. It was just a beautiful go route to
Tristan.
Rhyme.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Kinnick Calbus sends a man in motion right here. Snap. Ball to Bolton. Makes a move. Has open field. Able to make another move and get in the end zone.
Great run by that young man right there.
Touchdown, Aaron Bolton toting that rock. Stony Point Tigers answer right back on the board again. So, quickly able to get down the field with a big play. Ultimately was a little bit shaky to start off that drive. Third down, and then Andrew Hill was able to get first down, which let everything else just fall into place. So here comes the kick again from Lopez. It's right through the uprights. He's perfect on the season so far. And that ties it on up. So we're going to quickly jump to a commercial break, but we will be right back.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
So we are getting right on back to our Stony Point Tigers here. They are kicking off the ball to start off to get going with the first quarter. So 3 minutes and 57 seconds left. Tie ball game here by a touchdown by Aaron Bolton and a great throw by Kenneth Calbus to Tristan Rhymes to start it off. So we see a more of a, not a squib kick, but just a little lob kick, trying to limit a return here. And Stony Point able to drag down the returner there.
That was great execution of that pooch kick right there, Zach. They just didn't want to give a deep kick to give them a lot of running room and more time to maneuver and make things happen.
Thanks, Coach, for getting me on that one. Yeah, the pooch kick. And Daniel Sawyer was able to get in on the stop. So, again, Stony Point coming out with now a four-man front. Started off the game in a three-man front. Now in a four-man front. 3 linebackers and then obviously some DBs to match the trips. So, handoff right down again to number 2, who breaks a few tackles. The skill players here for the Kangaroos are very talented, Coach, and pretty big in terms of athleticism.
Carday Hicks, the running back right there, he's making it happen right now. They're going to have to do something. They can be multiple and get in a four-man front.
Big hit by Shane Werner. Oh, my goodness. Fought off the block and said, no. The second-team all-district player from last year makes a big stop. I mean, Coach, one of the best things about, having these great skill players, which you just mentioned, is you get the ball in open space. But right there to stop him, Shane Werner. So good stop. We got trips to the right. Kangaroos moving quick here. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback looking for something and gets some good protection. Ultimately finds a receiver down the field at the 50-yard line. Number 9, Timothy Boatner, making that catch last time. Quarterback seems very calm, Coach, with his feet. I don't see him really, chopping. He's very still and very poised. It's interesting to see that level of poise coming from a high school kid.
Yeah, we talked about our sophomore having some moxie and having some, not getting rattled. Well, I see a lot of that from this young man as well.
Absolutely. And again, going down to the top portion of your screen there, but seeing a great tackle there by number 32 for the Stony Point defense, the Tigers, Lucas Garcia. So he's been out there playing a good job, and he comes down to the bottom of your screen, and Shane goes up to the top. Snap here, handoff to Hicks, gets stopped up in the backfield. First guy back there was number 25, Tristan Butler. So Butler gets there first, but then Jordan Garcia able to take him down. 2nd down and 8 here.
2-by-2 formation again, Zach. They don't mind getting in the same look every play.
Nope, they don't. And they're going quick, too. So quarterback takes the snap here. Fake handoff. Has a man wide open, number 4, but taken down by Hisong Yang. So, playing a little bit of a zone coverage look here, Coach. Kind of trying to keep everything underneath, limit the big play, right?
That'd be my guess on their thought process with getting a 4-man front. The three down lineman wasn't getting it done at the beginning, so they're trying to put a little more pressure up front against the run.
Bring some pressure here, and quarterback able to escape the pocket, has his zone, and able to just prance in the end zone there. Looks like the Tigers sent a blitz on that one and was just able to barely get out of it. So quarterback able to take it in for the score, and we are now not tied up anymore.
Again, you just talked about how Norman takes his time. He doesn't look rattled. It looks like he doesn't get bothered by things. And what do you know? He gets a little pressure in his face, escapes that, and just knows I can get there to the end zone, get to the corner, and he takes off.
Yeah, absolutely. So going to take a quick break here, and we are be right back.
There's nothing quite like Central Texas high school football. Under the lights. Join iHS fans Rick Epstein and Jeff Power each week as they shine a spotlight on area high school football teams, players, and coaches. Tuesday night, we'll be live at Bush's Chicken in Pflugerville, welcoming Panthers head coach Charles Taylor, plus Andrew Petter from the Georgetown Eagles and wide receiver Adrian Wilson of the Weiss Wolves. Tuesday nights, Under the Lights. Tuesday nights at 8. Only on Talk 1370.
So Stony Point, again, coming out, and you just heard, Under the Lights, it will be on Wednesday night. You'll be able to hear from the coach of Pflugerville, who is going to be our next opponent. So might want to be tuning into that one, Under the Lights again. So the Kangaroos, the Roos, are set to kick off here. And Stony Point, again, back to receive. A pooch kick here. Looks like it might go out of bounds, and it does, so that will be a penalty on the kicking team, and Stony Point will start out with some great field position here.
Yeah, that's tough. That's one of the
You don't want that.
That's one of the things that just absolutely wears you out about asking a high school kid who can kick it deep, and then you ask him just to pooch like that.
Absolutely, and it's just tough. You call the pooch, you're thinking it's going to be like in play, and even if you let it bounce, it could go out of bounds. So it's just always a interesting call.
Looks to me like they're going to make him kick it again.
Okay.
They're going to take the yards, back him up, and
make him kick it again.
Yeah, if you're just going to kick it 20 yards, I'll back you up 5 more, and hey, we'll have even better field position.
So Killeen will be again kicking off. And seems as if they will be only about 5 yards back, like you're mentioning, Coach. So we'll be right here for the kick. Trying to get all of his players back in line. So back again to return. We have Shane Warner and another returner who was not back there last time, Aiden Wheeler. So running back as well, a senior.
Meshadani's getting ready to kick it again.
And that band is going crazy for the kick. And there's the boot. Line drive right down the middle to Wheeler, who takes it at the 12-yard line. Has some room to work. Able to make some moves up to the 34, 35-yard line. So great field position. Good return by Wheeler, who is, again, senior tonight. So Stony Point looking to answer right back as they did last time. Think we'll start to see maybe some playbook open up as the weeks go on. Coach, I remember you never did all your best plays every week because, people watch film, right? So
sure.
Keeping it a little simple to begin with, especially non-district.
There's no doubt. There's a lot that they have in their back pocket that they're not going to show in these pre-district games, but I'll also tell you.
Over the middle, sorry to cut you off there, but over the middle gets a great grab from the tight end there, Taylon Boyson.
What I was saying, Zach, is they still want to win the game.
Right.
They still want to make these kids feel good about themselves. So if you have to bring something out of the bag of tricks or you have to do something that you planned on holding on to for a while, you go ahead and bring it out.
And that excites the players too, running something a little bit different. So anyways, Kinnick sends Boyson back into motion here, fakes the handoff, or actually gives it off to Xavier Hill, younger brother of Andrew Hill. So gets about a yard to a yard and a half there. Stony Point Tigers on the 49-yard line, their own 49-yard line, looking to even this one up here as we got about 35 seconds left in the first quarter.
Looks like it's going to be a tight bunch.
Oh, yeah, tight bunch. You're right, Coach. Got a trips to the
right,
bottom.
Tight.
Yeah. Sends a man out in motion and gives another handoff. Met in the backfield, but escapes. And, again, Xavier Hill takes it up the field. He got met in the backfield about 5 yards deep and able to shake it off and not have a negative play. Second down and about 7 here. Third down.
That was just a great effort by the running back to get a few yards on that.
And that will take us to to our second quarter here. We're going to take a very, very brief break here from some of our sponsors, but we'll be right back.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
Yep, we are back again. Thanks for our words from our sponsors again. So Stony Point, just to bring you back into it here, folks, third down and about 6 here for Stony Point. Kenneth Kalbus has a tight set here to the bottom of his screen. Takes the ball, drops back to pass, wide open. It looks like, again, Andrew Gomez, who they have gotten involved quite a bit tonight, Coach. I think we saw a pass go his way last time, but I think that's 3 passes going his way this way, and he's brought down 2 of them. So good job there by Andrew Gomez, making a name for himself.
Looks pretty intentional to get him involved, or it's just they're doing a good job with
Rhymes, yeah.
Rhymes. You just don't know how it's shaking out, how the game plan's going for the other team.
But the offensive line doing their best with a big defensive line, going against them.
They must like this tight trips look because they went right back at it again.
Absolutely, and hands off to Hill, who gets the ball, runs outside. It lays the wood a little bit on 2 defenders, and, I was expecting him to go backwards. He took all 3 of them forward for a 3-yard gain, so tough running from this sophomore.
Well, number 12 is going to have to take some stalking lessons from number 14 because he didn't quite clear the way they did on that last one when we were talking about how important it is for receivers to block.
Absolutely. So Kinnick takes the ball, has a man wide open again, straight to Gomez, who gets another catch. And the ball almost, I don't know if that would popped out and been counted, but he was down. So gets the ball to a 3rd and inches situation. And, Coach, right there it's just a simple out, and you have the combination of the go route, and you're basically reading that cornerback who went with the wide receiver on the outside and, left open that out route.
It's a quick read for the quarterback, and when he sees the corner's gone, he just has to assume his slot receiver can beat the inside pressure.
Absolutely. So trips down to the bottom. Boyson goes in motion. Handoff to Hill again, who sneaks through defenders again. I think that's enough. Yes, it's just enough for a first down.
They got it.
That's all they needed, and they got it. A lot of trust going right now, Coach, with the sophomore running back, especially on a big third down situation.
That was a big one to get right there. We need to go down and score right here, Zach.
Absolutely. So good drive so far by the Tigers, doing a great job, especially these running backs, the three-headed attack right now. Andrew Hill, Aaron Bolton, and Xavier Hill. Bolton in right now at the back position in the pistol. So trips right, again, motion, handoff. And apologies, that's Andrew Hill in the backfield. He actually gets gobbled up, but breaks about 2 or 3 tackles before he gets down to the line of scrimmage. So tough sledding here.
The Tigers like something about this trips formation. They've been in it quite a bit lately, and a lot of times it's just the way the defense is going to line up for you.
Absolutely, and utilizing that motion of the bigger tight end to maybe crack down on some defenders. So Kinnick takes the ball, fakes the handoff, has a man wide open in the flat, but chooses to go deeper to Rhymes. Ultimately does not fall through. Rhymes was draped with the 3 defenders. I'm sure Coach is going to let young Kinnick Calbus know about his receiver, Alex Freeman, who is in the flat, who could have probably gotten that first down. But nonetheless, he decided to throw there, so we are in a third down situation. So getting the sign in from the sideline here. Kinnick Calbus is joining the backfield again by Andrew Hill. Third down. Again, tight end motion. Fakes the handoff. Right there to the tight end, which was right there last time. And Boyson makes a play. So
funny you mention it.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised, like you're saying, Zach, if the coach said, hey, run it to this side. And listen, this time he's going to be open in the flats. That was good.
Yeah.
Good job by their coaches seeing it, and a good job by him to trust the coach to do what they tell him.
Right. Just flip the play, run it again, and first down. So big third down situation now, first down and goal. Handoff has open field into the end zone. Touchdown, Andrew Hill. He's adding to his ranks tonight. That's his, I think, second one of the year, Andrew Hill. And you hear the announcer at home super excited. So Stony Point again answers. Back and forth, both teams go. And, Coach, just like you said, we needed to score. And what do? Next play, it happens.
Well, I would attest that score right there. I know it was a nice run and everything, but
muff snap.
Oh boy, that's not.
And rough snap. It could have been much worse, resulting in a fumble, but it just goes for an incomplete pass. So quick thinking there by number 16 on the field, Ethan Slusher. It looked like it might have been the snap, but either situation just wasn't clean. A little bit of muff, and it is now 13-14. So advantage is to Killeen.
Well, them flipping the sides and running the exact same play, whether they were in the same formation or not, doesn't really matter. But there was a concept there that they wanted to run, and they got what they wanted both times. Quarterback makes the right decision on the second time. I'm thinking that decision came from the sideline with a little bark voice. But, hey, they got it done. Now we're down to a 14-13 deficit, ready to kick off and get this next one going.
Absolutely. And, again, tonight is senior night. So all these seniors tonight definitely were able to come out during the beginning of the night and were just, presented and honored with their family members. So looking to kick off here for the Tigers against Stony Point. Just answered the bell, 13-14, and a nice pooch to the 30-yard line taken, but gets mobbed by a few defenders there by the Stony Point Tigers. Number 41, Eric Spencer, as well as number 33, who was in on the action, Elijah Ramos. So, guys making big plays there. Ball was caught at the 30, 35, and brought up to the 30-yard line. So, right now, the Killeen Kangaroos are taking the field. Have not had much resistance tonight, except for that one possession where they did end up not scoring. So quarterback takes the snap here, throws it out to his receiver, goes out of bounds there. So Werner again in on the action coverage there.
You see a little bit of the take what you can get out of Norman. He sees corners backed off. He'll just chunk it out there. Nice, easy, 8-9 yards.
Exactly. So take what your defense gives you. And right now, a little soft in coverage right now. So anyways, takes the ball and met by a motley crew of tacklers there. So in on the action was Hunter Alvarado and looks like Tristan Butler as well. So defensive line doing some work there. So the Kangaroos, again, coming out with trips to the top of your screen here. Snap. Ball is a deep fade route and just out of reach by number 9. But good coverage right there by Shane Werner, quarterback. Just wanted to take a shot on first down.
From what I've seen in one full game and what we've seen so far, I'm not so sure Warner's a player I would attack.
I agree, Coach, especially, but he's on an island right now. You can see it. They're trusting him a lot, especially playing with that safeties towards the top of their screen there. So quarterback takes the ball, fake handoff, ripped down by another good run, though, but, taken down by Isaiah Cantrell, middle linebacker there. Unfortunately, it is enough for a first down. So Roos are moving on along, and they come out with a stacked formation, stacked twins on both sides. Might be a screen here. So quarterback takes the ball, met with pressure in the backfield, but delivers a beautiful ball and dropped. It's dropped. So Norman delivers a strike, and the coaches right next to us are not very happy. We're right next to the Killeen Cougars, or not Cougars, Kangaroos. So drop pass makes it a 2nd down and 10 situation here for the Tigers.
Yeah, that quarterback can't do any better than that right there. Can't blame him. Can't give the offensive line any grief over that. He had plenty of time to throw, and he put it right on the money.
So flag on the play here. False start is going to go against the Roos and push them back a little bit. So some nice support and a little bit of help to the Tigers defense here. Maybe, throws a little wrench in the chain and clogs us up because they were moving up to this point. So going to get them in a 2nd and long situation. Again, at the Stony Point 49. Beautiful night tonight. Sun is just going down and sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff, fakes the pass, and then to a screen. Wow, what a good tackle, and way to stay home by Isaiah Cantrell, who's been involved on a lot of tackles tonight at that middle linebacker position. So holding it down right now, and, that's a play that could have gone for more if he wasn't there.
Yeah, when it started, it looked like it was going to be trouble, but we stayed at home.
So 3rd down and about 13 here. Trips down to the bottom of your screen. You got a man to the top, a single motion. So snap here. Ball thrown wide over the middle. Met tackle, but unfortunately it is enough for the first down. So tackled there by number 23 for the Stony Point defense, Brock Sumner, strong safety. Just enough, though, for the first down. So again, that's the 2nd, 3rd down and long this drive that they've been bailed out by themselves and able to get a first down for the Kangaroos. Twins to the bottom and top of your screens here. Fake handoff. Rollout. Almost got a paw on it by Hunter Alvarado, but taken down by number 32 on the defensive side.
Is number 4, Howard, is he going to be an issue all night, Zach? Because he seems to be open quite a bit.
It seems like they got just a bunch of guys who can do it right now for the Kangaroos, giving defense some headaches, but almost there. So 1st down and 10 here. They're knocking on the door. Long sustained drive. Defense gets a man in the face, but you just talked about him. Number 4, able to prance into the end zone there with a touchdown. So Killeen goes up 20-13 just like that, and that was a long drive, Coach. They can't blame those defensive players for being a little bit tired.
Yeah, that was Number 4 for Killeen, Raymond Howard, junior wide receiver, is giving us fits right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the kick almost blocked, able to go right through the uprights to make it even tougher. 21 to 13 here for the Stony Point Tigers. And
obviously, Zach, they like his hands because not only has he been their most reliable or most effective receiver tonight, but he's their holder for extra points, probably for field goals as well. Usually put somebody there with great hands.
Absolutely. And we're coming up to 7 minutes and 4 seconds here for the game in this first half. And Coach, I mean, you got to like what you see from the offense. Defense definitely has some things to think about when they're going into halftime, but we're not there yet, getting there. Still 7 minutes left to play, and Stony Point, again, gets a chance to answer the bell.
Yeah, Zach, defensively, I guarantee Coach is talking to him about certain things, but just as much, they're thinking we may be in a shootout again, and we need to just keep scoring. If you'll remember, we're thinking last week was going to be a game in the 30s or 40s, and they shut out Austin High in the second half.
Absolutely. So here we go. Tristan Rhymes with the return there, but gets about 10 yards on the return. So ball is going to be at the 30 for Kenneth Calabas and co. So we are right around the time, last week, again, like you said, it was, similar situation, about to be 21, if Stony Point gets on the board here, 21-20, going into halftime, very similar situation, but we're not there yet. It looks like we might be re-kicking the ball once again. Offsides on the kicking team, Coach. So we will re-kick the ball. Same situation as last time, 5 yards back. Huge turnout tonight from the Stony Point student section. That's really good to see. Always nice to see the school, the team at least get supported by the school. I know, especially Friday nights and Thursday nights are a special time for this high schoolers who aren't even on the field, who just want to come to the games. But getting ready to get kicked off here again. 5 yards back, though. Ball is drilled deep to the 20-yard line. Looks like Warner's on the return there. Oh, no, that's Wheeler who gets the outside and able to get back to 35-yard line. So similar spot as where they were before, except a little bit less time on the clock. So I think we need to see some good returns from this team and get a score before halftime, whether that be a field goal or a touchdown. Love the touchdown, though.
Yes, right now we've got and we can't 3 and out right here because it's been tough stopping these guys so far. So let's go down there and score and put a little pressure on them.
Absolutely, and keep the ball away from their offense while you can, having your offense on the field. So, again, that tighter set, Coach, we didn't see much of this at all last week, but now maybe needed for some extra blocking, especially handling that defensive line. So Kenneth takes the ball, fakes the handoff, has a man open, decides to tuck it and run, dragged down in the backfield for a sack by the defense right there. I believe that was middle linebacker number 26. Dimitri Hemphill. So, right there had the flash of an open man in the form of his tight end again there. Decided not to take it, but I think that might have been a good decision there.
Okay, we have 2nd and 12, 13. Trips open.
Yep. So handoff here, going nowhere, unfortunately. So 3rd and 13 situation. Let's see if we can get some magic from Kenneth Calabas and the Stony Point Tigers on the field. Again, a young team for the Stony Point Tigers this year. A point of, 1, optimism, but also 2, just understanding that, these kids are 2 years younger, potentially have, 30 pounds less of muscle that they're able to attain in the 2 years that they're there. We talked about it before the show. how, freshman year to senior year, your body can change so much. Same thing for sophomores, not much different. But Kenneth Calbus, sophomore, leading this charge right now for the Stony Point Tigers, gets the snap, fakes the handoff, has a man right in his face, but delivers a strike to, again, that's been open all night. Andrew Gomez, number 12, getting the ball out to the 43-yard line, or 40-yard line, I suppose. So a little bit short, but there is a flag on the field.
Well, last week, had it gone there, we would have seen the same situation as last week. 4th and short on our own 40-yard line.
Yep.
I was hoping we were going to be able to see that and maybe bust a 62-yarder instead of just a 61-yarder.
Yeah, it makes it even tougher on ourselves here. So 3rd down, about 20 yards for the Tigers right now. Trips down to the top of your screen, and then you got Twins down to the bottom. So 0 man in the backfield at all. Kind of have a hold up in everything right now. Okay, so resetting the downs marker there. Kenneth Calabas looking over to the trip side of the field and seeing really no Kangaroo player 10 yards further than the ball. So definitely playing up close, maybe a man situation here, but you're not sure what's going on.
What's going on. There's no indication as to why the coach is on the field talking to the officials, but I bet you we're about to find out.
Yeah, I do see one official, the right judge, standing on the 31-yard line.
He may have asked them if they did not want to take the penalty.
Right, it would just be 4th down. It would have been
4th down and 2.5 yards. Be playing with fire after seeing what they saw on film, 4th and short from the same area last week, I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. So ultimately, the line comes back to the 21-yard line where everybody's stationed. So, Again, 5 wide right now.
Back at it. Here we go.
So Kenneth takes the ball, has a wide open lane, gets out. Wow, he almost busted that one for a big one, but got about 10 yards back, so makes it a 4th and 11 situation. Looks like the Tigers will just be punting here, though, so almost a good play right there.
Zach, that's one of those plays as a play caller, you think to yourself, boy, I sure wish we would have done that when it was 3rd and 8 or 9.
Yep, absolutely. So ball gives away, a good punt, high. Oh, and it gets a great bounce. So that's going to bounce within the 35-yard line or 25-yard line for the Tigers. They'll be able to have a long field with only 4 minutes and 34 seconds left in this first half. At halftime, we will make sure to report on any scores in the area. I know there might be a couple of Thursday night games, not as many as Friday night, but we'll make sure to get that as well as the bands and, just kind of talk about as well how this first half went for the Tigers, any points of optimizations. But looking at this, the Kangaroos are taking the field with their offensive unit, who has been tough to stop, to say the least, for the Tigers. So Warner down in man coverage to the bottom of your screen. Handoff, fake, gets the ball out. Again, a great ball, but just comes off the hands of their wide receivers. So Norman, the quarterback for the Kangaroos, is definitely playing well and is a good role model for, how Kennick maybe wants to play later on in his career. So absolutely coming out with a Twins position, and quarterback hands the ball off, and Chime almost gets there, but again, quarterback takes the ball just a little too quick there and scampers out of bounds for that's not going to be enough for a first down. So 3rd down and about 1 here for the defense. And the clock has stopped as he ran out of bounds, but quarterback making an athletic play. Chime Owenjaka almost there to stop him, but just out of harm's reach.
Big play right here, Zach.
Need a stop, absolutely, Coach. Might be sending a blitz here. Oh. let's see. They call false start. Yep, it is a false start. So false start looks like on the Roos, and good break for the Tigers, as that will make it now a 3rd down and about 8 situation. That's one of those, Coach, I'm sure you would have been so frustrated with.
Boy, I tell you, for me, there are all kinds of options, 3rd and 1. Now it kind of narrows your choices a little bit.
Absolutely. So trips down to the bottom of the screen. Norman has a man wide open, gets the ball to him. Wow, that was a great throw and catch again by number 4 for the Kangaroos, and in coverage on that play, number 41, Eric Spencer, just a little bit out of arm's reach for that play, but what a ball, and what a good catch by that receiver. Clock keeps ticking, though. 4 minutes.
Good ball, better catch right there, Zach.
Yeah, coming back to the ball, adjusting in the air, so they do have some athletes. Quarterback rolls out to his left, has a man, and gets out of bounds. Again, number 4 for Killeen, who's been all over the place. Raymond Howard, the junior. So just under 4 minutes to play here. 2nd down and about 5 for the Roos. They're knocking and moving the ball quickly. Stacked Twins position here for the offense. Quarterback takes the ball and gets met in the backfield by a few defenders, but makes a few big plays and able to get the ball down, and that's going to be enough for the 1st down. He's very composed, Coach. Definitely someone who you want out there leading your team as the quarterback position for the Kangaroos. But Stony Point comes out, gets ready to defend, gets a great push on the interior line there, gobbles up the runner there for a easy stop. So that's the interior lineman for your Tigers, Jordan Garcia and Chime Onyaka, doing a really good job trying to just clog things up in there. You got to have that. That's a good time that they haven't gotten the push, and it's been the opposite. So Killeen coming out with trips to the bottom of your screen.
They're showing pass.
He's coming out with the pass again, looks and gets met in the backfield again, and that is a sack by, believe that is number 50, Jordan Garcia. Number 33, I apologize. That can't even tell that number, so sorry about that. But anyways, great tackle there. Number 33, I'm sorry, Elijah Ramos. So Elijah Ramos doing some work and is able to come off the field there.
Zach, we need to get a stop right here and maybe go down there and score.
Absolutely. 2 minutes and 33 seconds left, and 3rd down and about 20. Quarterback takes the ball, delivers a pass out to the left, and gets stopped. And Hunter Alvarado and number 30 for the Tigers are there, Bryce Mintkin. So, seen a few different defenders out there now for the Tigers coming in and out. Right now, it looks like Kangaroos going to go for it, though. 4th down and about 9 to go. So 2 minutes left. Clock is ticking. Stony Point trying to get everybody involved here. And ball's on the ground. Ball's on the ground.
Still on the ground.
Still on the ground. It looks like recovered by the Tigers. So 4th down ends up going well for the Tigers. 2 minutes left. Think about a turning point, Coach.
That was a huge play right there. Didn't have to worry about covering number 4 when we get them and they fumble it and we get in the backfield like that.
Absolutely. So defensive line and those front guys making it happen there. We haven't seen that up to this point tonight, but a good push from them and able to just cause a ruckus back there. I mean, we talk about how calm quarterback is, but you can't be that calm when the ball is on the ground from the center. So now the Tigers will be walking onto the field with trips to the bottom of your screen, Tristan Rhymes to your top, and you got to think here, Coach, with 1 minute and 50 seconds left, opening up pass play.
Oh, yeah, plenty time for the Tigers.
So Kinnick drops back, has a deep ball there, and just nothing going on. Some back and forth from Tristan Rhymes. Got to take a shot to begin with, but that ball was clearly going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, that was pretty darn good coverage.
Absolutely, all the way downfield.
Last week, Rhymes was able to get a lot more separation than he's been able to do tonight.
Absolutely, and that one play he did catch was against the other cornerback at the other side of the screen. So maybe a matchup situation here, but looks like tight situation again for the Tigers. Again, they've been liking this so far, being able to run the ball a little bit more efficient. So fakes the handoff, gets some good protection, has the move around. Oh! Makes a great throw on the run, Kenneth Calabas, but just bounces off the hands of Andrew Gomez, who's been involved a lot tonight. A little bit behind him, Coach, but, you know.
It's tough to put on him when you're moving the other way. You're getting a little bit of heat on you. But you just have to, nowadays it's not as important for quarterbacks to set your feet and throw with over the top. So much Patrick Mahomes throw sidearm throws and that type deal.
Absolutely. So trips to the bottom of your screen here and roll out here and able to move a little bit but gets gobbled up in the backfield. A big sack by number 44 who is moving at that size. So 4th down and looks like a timeout here by the Kangaroos. So we're going to take a short break here, folks. We'll be right back to bring you the action, but a timeout here.
Visit Maze Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at mazestreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local.
So we're back again here, folks, and defense is being called upon, is going to be called upon after this punt. But Stony Point lining up on the 4th down and about 11 here. So, a couple tough drives for Stony Point, able to get in twice, but been denied 3 times. So punt is away. It is a good one. Another great bounce by the punter, and it gets returned by number 4, who's been all over the place. Howard, able to make a few moves and get about 20 yards back on that one. So a minute, 20 seconds left. The Roos are at the 45-yard line, and Stony Point's defense needs to stop them this time right now. Get out with some confidence and go into the second half only down 1 score.
Yeah, that's going to be big, Zach. We can't give up a score right here, right before the half. The defense played great that previous series. Let's have us do that again so we have confidence going into the half.
Absolutely. So snap here, it just a handoff right to the middle, met in the backfield by Chime Onyaka, but he escapes the tackle and is able to bounce it out almost like a magician. Looked like he was down for sure in the backfield, but just escapes. So moves the chains and stops. Does not stop the clock, but moves the chains. So clock is ticking here. Now looks like a timeout has been called, maybe by the officials.
I have a feeling they're going to add some time to the clock. Or not? No.
It looked like he was about to, but no, it goes ahead. And so 1st down and 10 here, a minute left on the clock.
They did. They put it back to a minute 1.
And so clock gets set back to a minute 1, and the chains also move. So 55 seconds, and they move the ball very quickly down the field. Stony Point needs to buck up right here and get a stop. So right now, 53 seconds on the clock, and we have the clock has stopped again. The choppy play is happening right now. Referees having to respot the ball, but that might be a good thing, getting the Kangaroos out of the groove. So again, pay attention to slot receiver down on the bottom of the screen, number 4. He's been getting a lot of action tonight, as well as number 2 in the backfield. So those have been the main culprits tonight. Stony Point needs to lock in here. Handoff again, gets plenty of yards and more, able to take it down to about the 9-yard line. Stays in bounds though, so clock will stop until the ball is set, and then it will keep moving. But Coach, they're moving the ball quickly here.
Yeah, it looks like we were playing the pass and they're running right at us.
So draws back to pass, ends up getting him in the backfield, but no, escapes the pocket like a magician again, and boom, big hit right there by Stony Point Tigers, able to stop him. That's a Hunter Alvarado again. No, wait, number 13, apologies. Let me look. Number 13, Daniel Sawyer. So bringing the pop, and we will have a timeout called. Stay here for right now, but, Coach, right now it seems like Stony Point is on their heels.
They're on their heels. I think they're kind of assuming they were going to pass right there, and they came right out and ran right at them. And anytime that's the case, obviously the team that's running the ball against a pass defense is going to have a little bit of an advantage. And number 2, he's had a good night already, but Hicks is really going to be tough to stop if we're playing the pass.
Absolutely, and just one more time, y'all, it is senior night for your Stony Point Tigers. We got to show our love to them, as, this might be last season playing football. It's always a huge thing, but we'll get right back into the action here. It is 21-13. The time on the clock is 22 seconds left, and Killeen is knocking on the door here at the 6-yard line. So defense really needed here a shift here, a jumbo package look right here. So spect run and read option here. Run gets stopped up by Hunter Alvarado at the 2-yard line. Ball at the 1-yard line. So 16 seconds here.
Same play coming right here.
Ball down the middle and able to get into the end zone there. So Killeen jumps on the board late in the first half and is able to put up 27 points so far, and waiting on the kick. But we see this, the Killeen coaches next to us are very happy about getting in the end zone right there with a minute 20 to go. So here comes the kick, and it is right through the uprights. So 28-13 is your score with 11 seconds left in this first half.
That's tough right there,
yeah.
Zach. It's tough to play so hard and have such a close ball game in the first half, and then open up the gap a little bit right before you go in for halftime.
Yeah, it's definitely, and it kind of takes the air out of this defense, who's been out here a long time tonight, with a couple 3-and-outs and quick drives by this offense. It does affect the team, and that's something that a lot of fans don't really think about is, time possession and how much it wears down at these players, especially a team like Stony Point who might not have a ton of reserves in them.
Well, and to add to that, Zach, especially this time of year. We haven't had that cold front come through where all the big boys are happy. There's a lot of sweating going on down there.
Absolutely. So, again, Killeen Kangaroos here will be kicking off with about 11 seconds to go. So not much time here for the Stony Point Tigers to do much, but see if they get a big return. Again, that's Werner, able to get the ball out to the 35, which has been a similar story every time they kick the ball off. It's about right where we started, besides the one drive where we started with the punt. Other than that, 7 seconds to go here for the half. And like you said, Coach, about
Zach, do you take a knee right here, or do you give it a shot? Do you let them get a free rush with their defensive line and put your young quarterback in a bad situation, or do you just take a knee, go to the half?
Coach, sounds like you're putting it one way. I would just take the knee, but looks like here, trips to the right. We might see just a run play to kind of run out the clock here with the running back, and that's exactly what we see with the tackle there, not getting much at all. And that will be the half. So we saw Andrew Hill get the last carry there for about 0 yards, and the Tigers definitely go into the tunnel with some things to think about. Not totally out of this in the slightest at all. We've definitely seen some opportunities and some bright spots from this team, especially on the offensive side, and defensively needing to figure some things out and maybe understanding how best to combat just the talent that is the Kangaroos have. I mean, ultimately, Coach, that's essentially what we're seeing right now is a lot of talented football players.
Yes, and we were saying at the beginning of the game to where the offensive line was doing a good job, and that didn't even bring into account that they've got number 4 running around, and it seems at this moment we just don't have an answer for him right now. He has a good kickoff return. He does a good job on his punt returns. He gets open. He catches the ball. He's been a handful. And the quarterback is Steady Eddie, but he's got a weapon to go to, and I'm afraid he has more than one that when we make an adjustment at halftime, I'm just hoping that they don't have someone else like him that they can go to.
Right, and seen a lot of DBs out there. They're definitely trying to find some matchups that they want to take advantage of. But Coach, I think we're about to get started here with the Killeen band. We don't have any audio outside. Last week we were lucky enough to have a window where we could just kind of stick our mics out there. But ultimately, we will go ahead and probably go to some commercial break, and during this halftime we'll also talk about some things that we might have been seeing as well as watching some of this band performance. So for now, we're going to take a quick commercial break, run through some spots here from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from iHSFAN.
There's nothing quite like Central Texas high school football. Under the lights. Join IHS fans Rick Epstein and Jeff Power each week as they shine the spotlight on area high school football teams, players, and coaches.
Tuesday night, we'll be live at Bush's Chicken in Pflugerville, welcoming Panthers head coach Charles Taylor, plus Andrew Petter from the Georgetown Eagles and wide receiver Adrian Wilson of the Weiss Wolves. Tuesday night, Under the Lights.
Tuesday nights at 8. Only on Talk 1370.
RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas for the last 10 years. Residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567. Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
So we are back here, just about to get started with the Killeen Cougars band, or Killeen Kangaroos. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Cougars.
Something
but
about the Cougars.
Yeah, something about. I hope not. Anyways, last week we saw the Austin High Stony Point team, 21-24. Hoping to see something similar like that, pitching a shutout in this half. Gonna take you guys to a live look at what we're seeing so far right now on the field and the Kangaroos band. But just going back to last week, hopefully this defense, we were talking during the break, is able to make some adjustments. But as you said, Coach, if they make an adjustment, it seems like the Kangaroos might have another option, right?
Yeah, I'm worried about that. But you know what, Zach? I think they need to take a chance. They need to do everything they can to take numbers 2 and 4 out of the game, because that's just been too much of a headache for them. And you've seen what they can do when the defensive line gets after the running back and whips the offensive lineman. Haven't seen much pressure on the quarterback, though.
Yeah. And I think that will change. Coach, you mentioned just the pressure getting there. It's definitely something that I know will be addressed in that locker room right now, is that defensive line getting a push. We saw the instant change after drive 1 from a 3-man front to a 4-man front. So you got to just think there's those changes. And then obviously you got a lot of different guys in on action on defense as well, with these unique looks as, they come out in the twin stack position. They line up number 4 on the inside slot. So, making sure you have good coverage on the inside is also super important, because that's, that slot position can be a position where, you get covered by a linebacker, or, that's an instant mismatch, maybe not in size, but in speed usually. So thinking about these things as well is going to be what they're going to be saying, Coach. But I know, at least from your side, you probably have something you would be saying to your folks, coming into halftime. Like, what would you be in there right now if you're in with the team, saying to them to get them ready for the next half?
Well, right now it's early in the year. It's only halftime. You're in it with a super talented team, and they knew that going in.
Right.
So it's not a shock to them that they've got guys on their squad who can really go. You just have to convince your kids that, guys, we're making mistakes. We need to cut out our mistakes, and we can play with these guys. We've put 13 on the board. We need to come out and put 2 more scores and go for 2, and we're going to tie this thing up. But that being said, last week obviously did some good things getting things ready at halftime, because we shut out Austin High in the second half. And
right.
Austin High, they ran back a kick. They had some big plays. Same deal. We're thinking, what are we going to do to stop these guys? And in the second half, we did. Well, we're hoping that's the case tonight. And I fully expect to make changes that can slow these guys down.
Absolutely. Similar vibes in terms of the team colors. So hopefully seeing a similar turnout in the second half. But that locker room was definitely a special place. Before the game, there's different ways that, coaches kind of go about it. Some coaches allow, loud music be playing, let guys be free. Other coaches, want you to be locked in and focused from the point that you get your post-game meal and, you do walkthroughs in the morning to the end of the game and back to where you're basically out of their presence. So, different vibes going into the game. I've always been a guy to where I enjoy kind of being to myself and just prepping that way. But I know there's a lot of different people who do a lot of different things and get music going. But locker room definitely a special place in terms of just being around and seeing, the craziness happens. I mean, everybody breaks, especially at halftime. You go into your eighth position and sometimes you hear yelling and you're just like, well, what's going on over there? But you have to focus in on what your coach is saying or else you're going to miss something super important. So there's just a lot going on. People going to the bathroom and stuff, just being goobers. But I'm sure that they're trying to lock in right now with about 18 minutes left in halftime. But, Coach, I think one thing that we might be able to, kind of rely on is maybe dipping into some new plays or getting into a set, because up to this point we've had a few big plays, but not necessarily a long sustained drive except for that first one that we had. So, thinking longer about this is trying to keep your defense, again, off the field, letting them rest so that they can, have more energy to stop the super team that almost is the Kangaroos with their skill players and offensive line, obviously very talented, but just getting to a point where you keep your defense off the field and offense on the field, trying to sustain for longer drives. It's been tough so far, but we've seen some outside runs work for the team, not necessarily inside. So scheming for that is going to be huge, right, Coach?
Yes, no doubt. Scheming and figuring out what you're going to do. A couple of those runs were to the weak side of trips. A lot of people won't run to the weak side of trips, but a lot of people don't defend the run to the weak side of trips either. So that's one of those deals. During my career, I was mainly a run, triple option type offense that I was a part of, and that's what I look for. How are we going to attack them with? Is it a zero hole? Whether it's midline, inside veer, outside veer, speed option, those are terms you're very
familiar with for sure.
with from your time in high school. But it's just one of those things where, when you're a team that likes to throw it or likes to be real balanced, you look, how can we balance things up? And right now that just hasn't been the case. Last week we saw, Tristan have a huge game. That hasn't happened yet. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen here in the second half, but he's had a hard time getting separation from these guys, and maybe it's schematic, and maybe it's just athletics. Maybe it's just an athletic situation to where last weekend on Friday night he could get away from the cornerback from Austin High, and he can't get away from the cornerback that's covering him tonight. That's sometimes possible, and every once in a while it's, the X's and O's are important, Zach, but sometimes it's the Jimmies and the Joes more than the X's and the O's. It's who's out there doing it more
That's
than
a good one.
What's being done.
Absolutely. I mean, in high school especially, great coaching obviously comes and goes. You have your great high school coaches, and they develop these huge coaching trees if you stay in one place for long enough, like Coach Cheshire. But ultimately, it's about the players you get. Some years you get. We talked about last week on the broadcast. If you were joining us last week, we mentioned Texas is a different ball game, especially in high school football. Other states that are elite at high school football always have the top recruits. Bigger states, California, Pennsylvania, and Florida, typically Texas as well as Arizona, are all big states in terms of, getting players to the next level in NFL. But it's different in Texas because all of those other places are private schools, and they can recruit their players, make them good, surrounded by the best. In Texas, you get some of that, but not to the extent, and it's honestly more about where you live than who you know or who you can get to.
Yes, we don't have the big academy like in Florida that has kids who've left their high school and left their families to go live, to go to the IMG Academy and play high school football from the time they're in ninth grade to when they graduate, to where they can almost guaranteed be a 4- or 5-star recruit, because that's what it looks like they're going to be. And then they're going to be playing for ex-pro players who are coaching high school, things like that. And, you're correct. It's a different scenario. You're here in Texas, there's not a lot of that. But I care to say I'll take Claude Mathis and his DeSoto Eagles against any of those academies or private schools in Louisiana or anything like that.
Absolutely.
Because nobody does high school football like the state of Texas.
That's true. You're 100% right. I mean, you see, if anybody follows Max Preps, they do national rankings, and it's littered with all these private schools, like we were saying, but then all the Texas schools are there. And one of the teams that is the best in the state is in our district, and we'll be playing them, in 2 weeks from now. So it's not like these teams are super far away in Dallas or, all the way in Houston. You only see them when you get to playoffs. They're right here in our own backyard, in our own district, not to mention some historic programs in the Austin area. But looking at last week, the Killeen Kangaroos played Chaparral Killeen, ended up winning 33-6 there. So, obviously the Tigers doing a better job than getting on the board more than 6 points already, but, showing that Killeen has that ability to kind of separate themselves. Hopefully does not happen here tonight. I doubt it will. I think the Tigers will ultimately claw their way back into this one and play that Tiger football that they're so used to. But we're getting close here to almost getting the players back on the field. I think they show up around the 5-minute mark, do some stretching. But, working through our whole halftime approach here, it looks like the Stony Point band is performing right now. So seeing them out there as well.
This hits close to me because one of my sons, Jeffrey, he was in drumline when he was in high school. And let me tell you, those kids out there, don't kid yourself. Parents, if you're thinking, well, I'm just going to let my son or daughter be in band, they won't spend all that much time like they did in middle school or junior high football and basketball. Oh, don't kid yourself. Those kids spend an absolute monstrous amount of their time being involved in band. And drill team, same thing. Cheerleading, same thing. Color guard, you name it.
Yeah, no kidding.
If you'll think back to when you were in high school, Zach, and it hasn't been all that long ago, you think back, and we'll be at practice during 2-a-days or our early workouts, or when we would be up there doing 7-on-7. A lot of times, band kids would be out there working on drum line together. You know,
on the asphalt and the painted lines. Yeah, no,
yes,
in the heat.
It's the same heat that y'all were feeling on the football field, if not worse, because they were on the asphalt.
Yeah, we're on the asphalt carrying 20 pounds, but, got to do what you love. High school is definitely one of those things that you're able to do these things that, sometimes you're not able to do later on in life. But, definitely hard work is recognized wherever it comes out of. And Stony Point obviously does a good job. One thing that, I've always was super excited about, at least in my time, and you might feel differently, Coach, but the pep rallies were always such a unique time for, it just being a student and being part of the football team and like being able to kind of walk out, be celebrated by the school, hear the band also perform, and everybody just kind of culminating to, say, be proud of what you're able to do and all the hard effort that you put in over the week and months before, years. So, like I said, I don't know if you feel any differently, Coach, because as a coach, you might view that as, this is a little bit distracting to the players on game day. Like, we want to kind of focus in. But, I doubt that's the way you're thinking, Coach.
Well, you pretty much hit it on the head. I loved pep rallies for the kids because they get recognized, they have fun, they get their little candy baskets, and the volleyball girls are doing their thing, getting recognized as well. All those things, they're all fun and dandy, and I enjoyed them when I was a kid growing up in Corpus as well. But I will tell you, it was not much fun reeling you guys back in after a pep rally, because there was still work to be done.
Of course.
There's still preparation to get done. There are still uniforms to, get everything put away so after school we're ready to go. And sometimes that was, your parents are on campus at the pep rally. Well, that doesn't happen every day. That doesn't happen every day. And they want to take extra pictures, and Aunt Sally's in from California, so they want to bring you lunch or something, and it's like, geez, can we get anything more distracting than all this pep rally stuff? And
not to mention these kids are only, they're 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. It's hard enough to keep their attention in the first place.
Exactly. But it was always fun to see.
Absolutely, and just the work that goes into it. So getting close here, about 8 minutes and 30 seconds left of this halftime again here, folks. I'm going to check in, see if there's any scores in the area that we are seeing. I don't think I think Round Rock and Westwood are actually playing on the iHSFAN network down at House Park where we were last week. I don't have an update on the score just yet, but working on that. So if you are interested in the score, you could hop over on YouTube right now to the iHSFAN network and see if that game is being broadcast. And actually, I do have a score update right now. In the second quarter, Round Rock Westwood is up 35-7 against the Austin Maroons with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second quarter. So Round Rock Westwood putting it on a team that we played last week and winning 35-7. So a good barometer maybe of what's to come down in the future for Stony Point.
Or a bad barometer if Coach Wood's got them going over there at the Wood like that, and if that's what we're going to be up against, that's going to be tough on our defense. Coach Wood does a great job over at Westwood, and
Absolutely.
And anyone who says he's not an offensive guy first is absolutely off their rocker, because that guy can throw out some offense. Doesn't mean his defensive teams haven't been wonderful in years past, but that guy, he can score against anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what kind of team he's got, whether they're going to go 2, 3, 4 rounds in the playoffs, or if they're 3-7.
Right.
They are going to be explosive on offense, and he's going to do a great job with them. And it's good to see them doing so well. Not so good knowing that we're going to be up against such a juggernaut here pretty soon during district play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've had the luxury of actually being able to be coached by Coach Wood and yourself. Coach Wood would always do a camp on this field actually for the quarterbacks in the area. Always liked going to that. It was fun to just kind of meet the kids in the area. But he is very involved and has had some, talking about quarterbacks, has had some great quarterbacks in his system throughout the years. Ben Johnson went to UT to play baseball. When I was growing up, I know there was a couple other ones in the past. But like you said, offensive-minded, and just to see that score is something just to note, right? Just to note, obviously can't take anything out of context. Could be a few things going on, but that is a team that we'll be facing later on. So quickly going to take a short break here, and we'll be right back in the action. But 5 minutes and 42 seconds here before we see the Tigers and the Kangaroos kind of get back into it. We are going to take a break and hear from our title sponsor, Covert Ford.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045.
All right, everybody. It looks like we are perfect on time as the Stony Point Tigers are returning to do their warm-ups, and we have the blow-up all done here for you right now. So, again, we'll kind of set the scene for you here right now. It is 28-13 here for the Killeen Kangaroos are up over the Stony Point Tigers, and most of those scores have come off of sustained drives by the Kangaroos and one touchdown coming in with 11 seconds to go in the second half. Not to be anything against the Stony Point Tigers, they've been able to walk the ball up and down the field on a few drives, but ultimately got stopped on 3 out of 5 drives so far here tonight. So definitely some things that we've talked about already that we're going to be looking forward to in the second half, seeing adjustments-wise. I know there's a few things already going in the mind of these players, and as they get ready to get back onto the field, we see quarterbacks warming up, getting the arms ready, as well as all the other players near the sideline over there. So both teams here, again, getting geared up to go about 2 minutes and 30 seconds here before we get started in the action. And one good thing about, not necessarily it's a good thing, but being down 2 scores at the start of the half, we do get the ball back here at Stony Point, as they did defer at the start of the game. So we'll be returning the ball. So get a quick score here, maybe notch things up a little bit, get a stop after that, and then go up and score again. You're back in this. This game is here for the Tigers to kind of take back. It just cannot let it slip away.
Zach, a score right here to get things started would put them right square in the middle of this thing. But like you said, letting it slip away, can't let that happen. Especially, I know you and I have been talking about it. We've heard about it, but those young kids, we don't want them thinking, oh, no, this is not going to be good.
Right.
No, it's going to be fine, but they just need to really come through and fight through and get a score right here so they can feel good about themselves.
Absolutely. So the Kangaroos are taking and storming the field. The Tigers got the blow-up ready. We are just getting ready and set to get kicked off here with about a minute left here. So Tigers coming out of the tunnel, looking ready to play some football again. We are super, super excited to bring you, the Round Rock ISD Football Network presented by Covert Ford here on iHSFAN. Super proud to be a part of this. Again, my name is Zachary Epstein, and I am joined with my color analyst and former coach, Coach Mickey Bouchon.
All right, they're getting ready to get this thing going in the second half. I wouldn't be surprised if the Roos wanted to pooch like they've been doing quite a bit. They haven't had any problems with it. They kicked a ball out of bounds, but giving us a chance to return one after kicking it deep, they might not want to do that.
Absolutely, yeah, and just thinking ahead more along those lines, definitely had a few penalties on the kickoff so far, just, able to kind of move back 5 yards and punt it off again. But, again, something to kind of think about. As, we have our returners for Stony Point has been Warner, as well as we have Aiden Wheeler back to return. So a few guys, actually, check that. Returning back there is number 21, Aaron Bolton. So running back is going to take some returns as well as Werner. So getting here ready to get going.
He was the other return man last week, but he hasn't been here in the first half.
Yep. So, again, 24 minutes left in this game. Here is the kickoff. It is a pooch again. Caught at the 23-yard line and just taking a quick knee down to the 28-yard line. So, no need to get dirty or anybody hurt right there. Just right there, and we are at the 28-yard line to start off this drive. So Kenneth Calbus coming out with the offensive unit, probably a little bit more calm now that he's got, a couple quarters underneath him, but still, young quarterback here set to kind of take a bigger stage.
Yeah, if they're going to open up tonight, this would be a good drive to get a barometer on what he's comfortable with doing.
Absolutely. We talk about the playbook and, kind of keeping things simple early on in the year just to hide some things from district opponents. But here we go. Hill taking the carry. Gets met in the backfield 3 or 4 times. Just a lot of penetration from the Kangaroos here as they got some athletic players flying all over the ball. But, ultimately gets dropped there for a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, point of attack was tough right there.
Absolutely. So Kenneth Calbus comes out with trips to the left side, and he has Tristan Rhymes to the bottom of your screen here. And roll out to the left again, pointed off to the tight end and dumped off for about a 4-yard gain, getting right about back to the sticks, original line of scrimmage. So Kinnick looking for the sign on the field and looks like trying to avoid a tough 3-and-out situation right here, but faced with a tough 3rd down and long. So pistol formation, trips to the bottom of your screen, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, almost escapes the pressure, but gets gobbled up in the backfield for another loss. So the Tigers going backwards, not necessarily forwards on this drive. So going to have to rely on their defense with only about 1:30 taken off the clock.
Zach, I think he was looking at Rhymes down the left sideline right there and just ran out of protection.
Yeah, they have been
able to get it off.
They have been in on almost every stop or almost every play on the backfield for the Kangaroos, and so it looks like it's touched the player. So it looks like the Tigers. Right there, the Tigers recovered it. Muffed punt right there, and just like we were talking about earlier, get away from the ball. Does not listen to our advice, and number 4, who's made plenty of plays in the first half, just gives the Tigers a gift and an opportunity to make something happen now.
All right, I think it's time they're going to go over the top, and I think let's get Tristan out there and get him one-on-one and see if he can't do something right now.
Absolutely.
A little bit of excitement going on. Got to make something happen on this drive.
Yeah, Coach, that would be great. He just Kinnick just needs a little bit of protection to make something happen here. Offensive line trying to do their best against a tough front. So motion here from the tight end. Handoff to Hill, who gets a good push, and good push by the offensive line. Not much in yardage, but again, getting some positive push is really a good sign to see. So ball at the 38-yard line of the Kangaroos, and Kenneth Calbus and company looking to make something happen here and stay in this game.
2nd and 9. Haven't seen Rhymes down on this side quite as much.
Yeah, he did make that one catch on this side of the field earlier, so maybe go back to it. But Hill met right away these the linebackers in second unit or second, level of the Kangaroos are just being able to, get to where the running back is immediately and meet them right away. Tough sledding so far.
Tough up front. It's been a rough go all night. The bouncing off tackle's been a little bit better look a few times, but even that hasn't been steady enough to hang our hat on. Yeah,
absolutely. So twins on each side. Kinnick drops back in the 3-step drop. Delivers a beautiful ball deep down the field, and is looking for Tristan Rhymes in man coverage again. That's the play that got big yardage to start the game and ultimately set up a score, but right there, just a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, Rhymes came inside. Ball was thrown outside. Just tough to make things happen. He wasn't able to take off and leave him either. So I think that's been a frustration for our guys tonight. Haven't been able to just open up our guys, skill kids, and let them do what they want.
Yeah, it's just been tough going all around. This is a tough defense right now that this young Stony Point team is facing. So fake handoff. Kenneth Calbus fakes the pass and gets a man jumping, but ultimately taken down in the backfield. And again, it's just instant pressure almost that is tough for any quarterback to face, let alone a 10th grade sophomore.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing much to do with the quarterback right there. That's just getting outperformed up front, and we're going to have to get that ironed out here pretty quick.
Absolutely. Adding in some extra blockers. I'm not sure what it's going to take. I'm not the coach, but here we go. Defense on the field, ready to make a play, and good stop by Warner. Puts the strap on him and is done a good job. He's kind of been left on the island tonight, and, a couple good receivers. Number 9, number 1, number 4 are all been out there, and Shane Warner has been one guy you can rely on, hang your hat on, like you said earlier.
All right, 2nd and 10.
Yep, 2nd and 10, twins to both sides of your screen. Handoff right down the middle, and gobbled up for a good stop by just a plenty tackle. Ball came out, but looks like play was blown dead a while back. So far, this drive is, hasn't been much for the Kangaroos. 3rd down and 9, Coach. So twins to each side, same spot, and we've seen a couple 3rd down situations, long 3rd downs that they've converted. So let's see if the Tigers can get a spot. Tigers defense looks, and there's a ball right over the middle and goes right over his head, and that's exactly what the Stony Point Tigers needed. A stop. Coach, exactly right. A big 3-and-out stop. Get that offense out of its just moving gear that it was in. So a good stop there. Defense does a great job, gets a few incompletions, and also does a good job stopping the run, which has been tough to do all night, Coach. As we saw, they were able to, get 40 yards very quickly on the very last drive through the run.
We had them turn over a punt return. Maybe, just maybe, special teams can get us going again right here. Maybe put some pressure on him. Maybe set up a return, because they're not in position at all to where it looks like they'd want to run a fake at all.
Yep, and we see some dirty laundry come out on the field again, so it will be a false start on the Kangaroos, pushing them back even further. So that just means better field position for the Tigers to start out with, more than likely, unless they get a good bounce. But not too many times we've seen this punting unit on the field tonight. We'll see what he has in store in terms of the leg. Here's the snap, and the boot almost got there and bounces out of bounds at the 27-yard line. 28, apologies. So a spot at the 28-yard line, and the offense will come out on the field hoping for some better results.
Yeah, we got to get something going here. It's time to get right back in this thing. Defense got the stop we needed. We turned it over on special teams. Now it's time for the offense to get a little bit going.
Yeah, defense did what they needed to there. Again, probably listening to some adjustments by the coaches at halftime, which we discussed on our end, hoping to see. So already seeing some good starting results there.
Well, you talked about doing something different.
Yep.
Well, we're unbalanced with trips to one side and two backs in the backfield with him.
Yeah, and I believe that's a different quarterback. Yeah, that's Aiden Green. So we saw this come out last week Aiden would come in and just run the ball as, an extra running back situation. But he seems like more of the power back situation for, those short down and distance situations where you just need to get a big guy in there to make a play. So
back to a more traditional trips open look right here with one back.
Yep, Kinnick back there, hands the ball off. Again, guys are in the backfield immediately from the edge, just making it tough for the running back to kind of have any room to make any moves or get anything moving downfield.
Yeah, Zach, we can talk about scheme. We can talk about whether it's blocking scheme, what we're doing, formations, how well or how poorly a quarterback can throw the ball. But if they're going to be playing in our backfield, it's going to be pretty tough no matter what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. It all starts up front, both sides of the ball. Kinnick drops up at the pass, has a good ball, but just overshoots it almost in the hands of the Kangaroos. So quickly becomes a good opportunity for the Tigers and ultimately ends up in another 3-and-out situation. Coach, they did try something different, got a little bit out of that formation there with Aiden, who, we saw last week come in, kind of run the ball. So that's really the sentiment when he comes in. So punter punts the ball away. It is a good boot, and it is caught by number 4, Howard, who looks like should have been dragged down, but they do not rule him down, gets an extra couple yards. But the Kangaroos will start with the ball at the 32-yard line.
Well, what we need to happen here, get another stop. Offense can get things figured out. The problem is there's not anybody else that we can put on that defensive line for Killeen. It'd be a lot nicer if we could just say, hey, you know what, you guys take a break.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough. It's tough sledding. So pitch play here to number 1, who gets some room going, but is ultimately tackled by number 13, Daniel Sawyer, who's been all over the field tonight. So a lot of different Stony Point defenders in on the action tonight, and just really trying to make plays from that second level, which is ultimately where they're getting to most of these plays. So snap here, going quickly, hands the ball off, but it's a pass out to number 4, and tackled by Heesung Yang, again, another senior for this unit on defense. Ball on the 43. First down. That was enough for the first. Norman hands the ball off. Reach play. Looks like a holding, but not called. And was eventually tackled on the other side by Isaiah Cantrell. So, picking up right where they left off last half, just moving the ball. The Stony Point defense needs to buck up right here and get another stop. So twins to the top of your screen. Fake and rollout pass, resets up, has a man open downfield, but it throws it in almost. It was a duck thrown up in the air. Seeing like skeet shooting, but thrown it in the air, and it just falls harmlessly to the ground. But we are set up for 3rd down and about 5 here for the Kangaroos. And it is 3rd down here, like you're hearing on the intercom here for the Tigers. We'll see here, snap, trying to get the Tigers go offside, does not work. We'll see if they get a play in here. Quickly, 7 seconds left on the play clock. Got to get the ball off. Snap and handoff right to the middle, and unfortunately is enough for the first down. And again, Sawyer in on the action with the touchdown saving tackle.
Yeah, that's a backbreaker right there, Zach. Dadgummit.
And it's 3rd down again. That's the situation where they have been able to convert a couple times, and it's just tough to see because your defense wants to get off the field. Ball's in the air. Oh, almost. Quarterback Norman just drilling the ball to his players. Unfortunately, was a little too hot to handle and almost bounced up for a potential interception, but falls out of bounds.
Almost had the old school tip drill right there.
Yes, then that's why you practice it. So we have twins to the top of your screen, a single receiver down to the bottom with Warner covering him. H-back in the backfield, handoff right there. Alvarado and Cantrell in on the play. So makes it a 3rd down and 10. Now, again, we just saw a 3rd down conversion by the Roos on the last set of downs. But 3rd down and 10 here. Defense really needs to stop and to get off the field right here, give the offense a chance to do something with it. So 3rd down, here comes the snap. Step backs the pass, looks to run with it and makes a good move, but ultimately gets just dragged down in the backfield for a sack. Finally able to get this shifty quarterback on the ground, but that was a tackle by Jordan Garcia, as well as number 22, Isaiah Cantrell. So, guys making plays and causing a 4th down. Coach, we're seeing them kind of step up a little bit on the defensive side of the ball.
It's not the first time. Last week,
right.
Got a shutout in the second half, and it sure would be nice to see this thing keep going this way defensively. Problem is, we need to quit putting them out on the field so much.
Yeah, Moon looking rather red tonight as well. Really cool shot. We just get the ball away. Oh, and it comes off of a player. Almost, it looks like it was recovered by Stony Point, but bounced. It was a line drive punt and bounced right off the hands of Bolton, who ultimately fell down on it at the 12-yard line.
I know it's not like last night.
Oh, no.
But, look.
Sorry about that, folks. Ultimately, we just had a little break in the action. Glad to get you back on the field here. And Kenneth Calbus fakes the handoff there, has plenty of time, looking downfield, and takes off and runs with it and gets about 5-6 yards. So, a play that looked busted, and it looked like the Kangaroos did not send much pressure on that one, but ends up getting a good positive yard return. So second down and about 6.
It's pretty easy to coordinate a game plan when you don't have to send pressure to get pressure.
Absolutely, and plenty of time back there, but coverage just too good. So Kennick had to make a decision and just tuck it and run. Boyson in motion, handoff to Bolton, who gets some good yards and keeps his feet moving. Gotta love that running style. I mean, smaller guy, but I mean, just low man wins, right? So he's able to drive his feet and get that first down. Bolton, again, came in last week in the second half and toted the Rawk.
It was about
fantastic.
the same time, wasn't it, Zach?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully seeing some same stuff, hopefully get some similar results to last week. First down, though. Roll out to the right side, just a little bit out of reach there. Kind of tough. Man, right in Kennick's face, made that pass tough to make. Also good coverage on the play.
Running a sprint out when you can't get the edge, it makes it tough on your quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to either reset and kind of rethink the throw, or throw in a really awkward angle to make something happen. But yeah, just a tough situation right there. Makes it a second down and 10, and it looks like the Stony Point team is coming out in a twin set with a running back to the right side of Kenneth Calbus. Snap here, pressure, delivers a good ball. And that is a 9-yard gain, almost enough for the first down. And Kenneth Calbus showing immense poise, about to get drilled on the play, but just, delivers a great ball. And that was to Boyson, number 18, who has been playing a good job at the tight end position here, able to make a good grab and make a short 3rd down and 1 situation here for the Tigers.
Got 2 downs to get it, Zach. We need to keep this drive going.
Absolutely. 4-down territory as well. So handoff outside to Bolton, who gets the first down. Good job there on getting what he needed. May have a measurement here, but to me, it looked like it was going. Yep.
He waved him down.
Yep. Just got the word from the referees. A little bit longer than normal, but first down, Bolton just putting the team on his back a little bit, getting those 2 first downs. So trips to the bottom of your screen. We have Tristan Rhymes to the top of your screen there as well. Snap here. Handoff right up the middle of the field. Oh, the ball came out. Ball was on the ground, though. They're ruling he was down first. Ooh, that could have been brutal if that was the case, because it looks like the Kangaroos would have trotted into the end zone. But second down and 9.
Yeah, a couple of them looked like they were ready to race each other to the end zone. There wouldn't have been much
Anybody
help there.
stop them.
No.
Yep. So, yeah, going to be tough to get this second down and 9 situation. They're not making it easy at all on the Tigers. Tigers having to work for every little yard they can get. Motion here. Kenneth Calbus throws a man wide open. Oh, my goodness, he's breaking the field. That's Adrian Gomez. Andrew Gomez, who breaks another tackle, keeps going, huge play, and he's just involved all night tonight. He's been the X factor for this offense, getting multiple first downs, catching many passes. He's got sure hands, Coach.
Yes, he's obviously one of the guys they're going at right now. They make a change at quarterback right here. They may do some of that Tim Tebow quarterback run stuff.
That Wildcat quarterback, yeah, absolutely. So 2 wide receivers have emerged in each game as being able to do it, and that is Andrew Gomez, and then last game, Tristan Rhymes. So quarterback change here, again, like you said, Coach. Aiden Green taking the snap. Looking at the Wildcat formation. Expecting jumbo here. Handoff. Handoff gets the corner. It gets the edge. Touchdown! That is a touchdown. Andrew Hill, who grabs another one on the season. So great job to answer, Coach. That is exactly what we needed. Stops from the defense. This offense to make something happen, and they did, making the Kangaroos have to take a step back and leaving them on the field for a long amount of time. Coach, that was a sustained drive and tired out this defense. You can tell.
That was exactly what we needed. If we can keep getting that kind of blocking up front, we're going to have a chance to put up a lot more than just one score in the third quarter.
Absolutely.
Coming into the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. So exactly what you said, almost at the fourth quarter
Up
here.
and true. Yep, we're about to start the fourth quarter, and we've changed the scene up a little bit. Put a little heat on those Roos. See if they can handle the heat. The quarterback, he's a senior. He's tried and true, and he's had a good night tonight. But it's a little bit different right now. It's a ball game again.
It is absolutely a ball game, and I'm sure Killeen is a little bit shocked that they haven't been able to put anything on the board, and at least this quarter, scoring 28 points in the first half is not something to just laugh at. I mean, that is a true feat and accomplishment. That's a lot of points. But Stony Point clawing their way back in here with great, just scrappy play by their, honestly was set up by that catch and run by Andrew Gomez. And a great throw by Kenneth Calbus to get him on the slant route and just let him run.
Inside receiver running a quick slant like that. He put it on the money and set up a big play right there.
That's what happens when you play man and you're sending the blitz like the Roos have been doing all night. If you break that man coverage and you're able to make something happen, it can be a huge play. So here we go. Kickoff right here from Noah Lopez. And returned by Howard again, who brings it upfield and gets tackled by number 25, Tristan. Yeah, that is Tristan Butler. So Tristan Butler involved in the action. Defensively, for the Tigers, we have number 9, I apologize, on the field. Iverson Collins, Tristan Butler on the other side at the D end. Chime Onyaka and then Jordan Garcia are holding down the middle. Hunter Alvarado, as well as Isaiah Cantrell and Daniel Sawyer in the backfield for the linebackers. So here's the snap. Handoff. Not much going there. Gets met in the backfield, but dragged down to the 30 or 29-yard line for about a 1-yard gain. So, that play last half might have busted for about 16 yards, but right there and on multiple plays this drive, it hasn't been going for much. So good job there by the defense. So Twins formation here, y'all. We got Twins with the running back to the left side, and looks like fourth quarter. Yep. And
here it goes. They come out in ace. We've seen it. We know how to line up to it. We should be good.
Absolutely. And
defense is absolutely playing their guts out right now. They have done everything the coaching staff could have asked.
Yep, and it's the fourth quarter, y'all. Super excited. Everybody put your fours up. It's about that time here in Texas. So looking at this, 20-28, second down and about 9 here. Defense has done a great job stopping them all in the third quarter. Got to think that you got to keep this up in order to have a chance to win this ball game, but got to be proud. And yeah, the moon right now is just absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful blood orange right now, but Stony Point Tigers defense coming out on the field. We're getting ready to get this fourth quarter finally underway and finally ready to go. So appreciate everybody joining us here tonight. Super excited to bring y'all the iHSFAN network powered by Covert Ford and Stony Point football all year. We are in the action here with Stony Point down 28-20 to start the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left in this ball game, and I'm feeling a little bit more confident, a little bit more excited than I was during the second half, Coach.
Yeah, we're out in one back, twins to each side.
Yep, and here comes the throw. Oh, he gets ripped down by Chime Onyaka for the sack. That is going to create a 3rd down and 16 situation. So a great play by the Stony Point leader on the defensive side. Chime, he has been all over the place tonight, and it's been tough. They're keying him, they're blocking him, but he's still making it happen.
Yeah, there's something about this second half defense for Stony Point.
3rd down right now, 3rd down and long, making it tough on the Roos. You got trips to the top of your screen, twins to the bottom, empty backfield. The quarterback takes off and run. You kind of expected this. Got a lot to go. Oh, gets dragged down again. Chime just made a huge shoot. Or no, I'm sorry, that's not Chime Onyaka. That is Jordan Garcia made a huge tackle. I mean, just coming from behind and tackling the much faster quarterback, stopping them and making a 4th down situation. 4th down and about 2 yards to go.
Got a cramp, it looks like.
Yeah, after making that.
That was a great effort right there by a defensive line type. That wasn't a little DB chasing the quarterback. That was a big old rascal running him down. And
there's nothing quite like Central
that
Texas
was
high school
absolutely
football.
Crazy. I think, just being able to make that play from the, going forward and trying to get the quarterback, then he takes off running and having to, revert and track back, able to make that play super great and creates a 4th down and 2 situation. So looking down at the field right now, we see that the punt unit is coming out onto the field, which is a great sign for this defense as they're able to get off the field once again. So got to be cautious, though, of a fake punt, obviously. Not sure that would be the proper situation for it, but something to be cautious of here, getting late into the game here, and especially short yardage situation. But more than likely, we'll see a punt here and a chance for our Tigers to go up and maybe knot things up or get it within close distance. So back to return, we have our 2 Stony Point players and a good punt so far. So that goes right to number 1, who takes it upfield, pushes it. Wow, that's a great return. Oh, my goodness. Makes something happen and keeps going. That is Oliver James, running back, who's a sophomore, makes a name for himself right there. Huge run. Again, number 4. I'm sorry. That's not number 1. But that is Aiden Wheeler, who the senior, making some plays. He got put back there tonight. Wasn't in there last game as returner and making some name for himself. And not to mention the good return, but, the field position that we are set up in right now, Coach. Got to feel good with Kenneth Calvas coming out and, a couple receivers that have been able to make a play, not to mention the running backs that have just been able to do what they can with that front line. So, Tire defense comes back out, and Stony Point comes with man in motion. Tigers sack the ball. Fake handoff. The man in motion. It takes off the other way. Gets a little block. Oh, makes a move, and Kenneth Calvas showing his, ability to escape the pocket and make something happen, and gets about 8 yards on the play. So, ball is at the 35 or the 25-yard line for the Stony Point.
Remember in the first half, Zach, we were talking about how our defense has got to step it up.
Yep.
I'm sure they're thinking the same thing right now because old Uncle Mo has jumped on our side.
Yeah, so we have trips to the top screen. Kenneth Calvas sends a man in motion, hands the ball off. Good open lane, but gets kind of stopped on the side. Almost broke that one. Running the ball has been a little bit easier this half than last half. Coach, seeing a few lanes open up here and there, but right there, just a stop play for no gain. So 3rd down and about 3 here. This is a big call. And Coach, I'm not sure, this is a little bit far for a field goal, so maybe 4-down territory.
We have 2 downs to get 2.5, 3 yards.
And look who comes in here for the Tigers. It's Aiden Green with that Wildcat package and almost a jumbo set. So needing a couple yards here. Definitely gets that. And more. Aiden Coach, so close. Yes, Aiden Green doing a good job of, coming in, keeping calm, and getting what he needs to get done. So 1st down for the Tigers.
If they could just lean on him a little bit right here, push him around, keep running the football.
Coach, that might be a good plan. These guys are tired, and Aiden looks like he's fired up down there. So the senior definitely doing what he can, especially since he's got a sophomore quarterback playing as the starter right now. So 5 wide set. Kenneth Callback, nobody back there, takes the ball and runs, showing what he can do. Oh! Breaks both ankles and walks into the end zone. Kenneth Calbus breaking ankles and taking ACLs. He is crazy good. A touchdown there. And that puts the Stony Point Tigers within 2 points of the Kangaroos and looking like a new team in this half, Coach. What do you think about that?
Well, I think we need to get a 2-point conversion right here, tie it up, and just keep what's been happening the last game in 3 quarters. Go ahead and get another shutout this half, and let's get another touchdown after this.
Yep, and so going for 2 here, gutsy play call. Kenneth Calbus looks open, throws it, and it just falls incomplete, unfortunately. So still within a field goal reach, but, that missed field goal early on in the game is definitely coming back and something that the Stony Point Tigers will need to overcome. But right now, looking good. 8 minutes, 14 seconds left in this game. Killeen is up 28-26. Stony Point Tigers have scored an unanswered 13 points. So doing a really good job there of just clawing their way back in this game, and defense as well, doing a fantastic job limiting opportunities for the Killeen Kangaroos to make plays.
Well, the only reason we're getting a chance to get this close and tie it up, how about that defense right now? This second half, they've been unbelievable. It's been fun to watch those guys fly around, and it seems like the more that the Killeen boys are getting tired, the more our guys are running around making plays.
A little easier. Things are opening up a little bit more. I mean, it's something that you have to consider playing this game of football. So still a lot left to be played. Tigers are still down by 2, but ultimately riding the wave of momentum right now into getting 13 straight points. So here comes the kick from Noah Lopez. It is a pooch kick, and it will be returnable, but looks like only to about the 36, 37-yard line for a pretty good return there. So we'll see what this defense can do. If they can get another stop, they've been doing really well so far and might have the answer. But, obviously Kangaroos thinking the opposite here, Coach. They're thinking they need to score. They're going to go down and do it. Defense needs to, again, continue what they've done so far.
Yeah, Killeen's offense has got to get those defensive players a little bit of rest. Either get a quick score or march it down. Otherwise, I have a feeling we're going to go right back out there and move it down the field.
Absolutely. So handoff here gets a little bit of room to work and up and down to the 45-yard line. So 44-yard line. So a gain of about 7, making it a short 2nd down and 3. And looks like we have a timeout on the field. I'm not sure if we're going to go away from it here, but it looks like we will be right back, actually. So defensively, the Tigers are ready to go here. Number 30 comes in right now, Bryce Mintkin. So defense needs a notch up. Twins to top screen. Handoff, fake. Throws the ball out wide. still in bounds, but gets forced out at the 52-yard. There is no 52-yard line at the 48-yard line for the Stony Point Tigers. So again, seeing a conversion right there, but again, first down situation for the Kangaroos, and the Tigers are trying to defend it. So handoff here outside. Chime Onyaka gets a good push and is able to take him down in the backfield. So great job there. Again, helped out by another defensive player on the line who's doing well is Jordan Garcia. So the front two beginner blocks have been doing a great job this half of really clogging things up and making it tougher than it was in the first half.
No doubt. And they're trying to speed things up to where they can change momentum and get a little something going on their end.
Yep, top of your screen has man coverage, handoff down the middle. Oh, gets a good fake throw. Oh, and big hit right there by number 30, Minkin, but almost gobbled up in the backfield again. But the quarterback makes a slide play, fake pump fake, and just slides underneath it. So, Chime Onyaka getting in there and causing trouble.
And it's happened a bunch this half.
Yep, it is third down situation right now. Tigers need a push, and you got to be thinking here, this might be fourth down situation. So ball is dropped, and wow, the Killeen.
He put it right on him,
yeah,
Zach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quarterback, you can't ask him to do much more right there. Play action, pulls it out, hits him
in the hands and just ultimately dropped. And that is something that is just going to happen in the game of football, especially at the high school level. Ultimately, kids thinking maybe about pushing it upfield before he catches it. But fourth down situation here might be seen if they can just draw them off sides, but tough situation. So ball's hiked, deep pass, and he rolls out right and has someone open downfield and drops it into number 2. Scores. Houdini play by the quarterback there. Didn't even see the number 2 was running open, but ends up getting in the end zone for a score to go up 34-26. Tough break for the Tigers there as they had him on fourth down. And Killeen able to make something happen out of nothing.
That's a cool cat right there, Zach. He never got bothered. That was not a
flag on the play. Yeah, that he stayed absolutely composed and saw something that none of us saw. At least I didn't see from up in the booth. Is that a man was running wide open? So ends up getting it to him. But false start here for the kicking team will make it a bit tougher to get this one in there. But
Zach, this is a big conversion right here.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't get it, we're still a one-score game.
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, huge kick right here for the Killeen Kangaroos. They are ready to take the snap. Almost goes over his head. Almost blocked. It looks like it missed. Yep, that is no good. So, keep it within 8 points. The Tigers do their job right there. Ultimately, tough break again on that fourth down touchdown, but gets the break they need in terms of a missed field goal. So now only down by 8, have the opportunity to make a tie game if we go down and score. 6 minutes and 21 seconds here for senior night here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Center. So going to show out the senior night as all these players. This is going to be a great match and one to remember for these seniors. But again, a lot of guys on this team will not be here next year. We do have a young team, but a lot of the seniors are holding down, especially on the defensive side of the ball, which has been doing great this half. So getting ready to get kicked off here.
Biggest difference I've seen defensively is the defensive front the second half has played like it did last week against Austin High, and that was dominate.
Absolutely. So getting ready here for the kick, and here it comes. A deep kick this time down to the 12. It will be returned, though. Again, that's Wheeler. Wheeler done a good job returning the ball. So gets the ball down to the 33-yard line for the Stony Point Tigers to start off their drive. So 6 minutes and 14 seconds left. Plenty of time on the clock. Honestly, might be too much time if we go down and score, but plenty of time to have a drive that you can start wherever you want on the field and have a sustained drive and get down the field. So Kenneth Kalbus and his front line come out there with good receivers, number 17 as well, Taylor Boyce and Alex Freeman, in a Twins tight set as the tight ends. So sends a man out wide. Kenneth Kalbus rolls out, is met with pressure immediately, and just gets sacked in the backfield. Was unable to escape the pressure. Almost had it, but creates a second and long situation for the Tigers as they're going to have to face this.
Well, I was thinking, you mentioned don't want to score too fast or may score with too much time left. I don't think I'd mind it right now. Get a big play and let Tristan take off.
Absolutely, yeah. No, big play would be nice right here, especially being backed up, and pressure is coming. Kennick makes a good move, gets another good move. Oh, wow, and no flag thrown. Sweet, almost gets down to the first. It looks like the ref is giving him a first down situation, so Kennick Kalbus get it all back. And,
wow.
Yeah, got it all back in one play. It was a great play by Kenneth Kalbus. Again, these coaches have been telling us this kid is special. He might not be this year where he's leading the district in whatever, but next 2 years, watch out, district. This is a absolute dog out there right now. So trips to the top side of your screen, one man down to the bottom, first down after that long run. Handoff right down the middle of the Bolton. Bolton takes it up and runs through players. He keeps going with his helmet off and gets down to the 36-yard line. Helmet popped off, did not stop for a second, and continued to run.
Well, the ball's dead once his helmet comes off. That's
unfortunately the rule in high school.
Yes, and I can tell you there's one of the craziest plays I've seen in high school football ever was in a multiple overtime game against Round Rock. Terrell Smith scored on a long touchdown. They called it back because his helmet popped off.
Oh, my goodness. So trips to the top of your screen. Helmet did pop off. So second down and about 2 here. Get the ball right down there. And Hill takes it outside, able to make something happen, and gets the first down. So Hill taking it down, and we're now within 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So clock is going to tick as soon as that ball is set from the first down, and waiting on the call. So things are getting really exciting down here at Kelly Reeves Athletics Complex. Just ticking under 4 minutes and 30 seconds, like I just mentioned. 34-26, Killeen. So down at the bottom of the screen, trips, comes in motion, handoff again, makes a move, cut. Down the middle, Hill keeps it moving. Hill might have a chance to score here. He does! Touchdown! Let's go! That is a huge score. Hill just looked like he was about to get gobbled up, but again, just kept his feet moving and sped right past the defenders. They were with arm reach, just couldn't get him down.
He's got a gear that those other guys don't have.
And so this now, again, creates a huge situation. And so timeout here. Let's go hear from a few of our sponsors real quick, and actually just hear a disclaimer for iHSFAN.
You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from iHSFAN. Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs, with stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real. You are listening to Round Rock ISD football, presented by Covert Ford. Now let's head to the field with Zach Epstein.
And we're back for a huge 2-point conversion here. So 34-32, Stony Point has been able to claw their way back into this game. And again, looks like we have another timeout here. So we will shortly just kind of leave it here for now. But Coach, in this situation, as an offensive coordinator for more than 20 years, what are you thinking about maybe even calling in this situation?
I'm thinking about calling Twins right, 17 Veer, but that's not what we're doing. But I still like looking at things with option football in mind. But, no, I think they need to let their running backs do what they're doing. Their offensive line has picked up some things.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even mind seeing them go with their other quarterback who's been doing such a good job. Because and maybe even do a play action where you flip a ball wide open to someone because they're all thinking he's going to run.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're about to see. We're about to see right here.
Absolutely about to see, and this is a huge play. Last time they did go for the 2-point conversion, attempted to throw the ball, see if something similar happens here. So Kenneth Calbus takes the ball, takes the snap. Nobody's open, and there is a flag on the field.
Walk in.
He is going to walk in, but there is a flag. Might be holding on the field. So I'm holding my celebrations at the moment. See what the call is. It was in the range of the lineman, so I assume it's a holding call, but we'll see.
Well, their big defensive lineman, number 99, pulled up with a cramp right there, so I don't think he's going to be in this next play.
Okay, so.
And it changes the complexion right there altogether.
Absolutely. So now sitting with a much more difficult, backed up 10 yards, a tough break for this Tigers as walk into the end zone for the 2-point score and now have to reevaluate things and go back to a normal set. So Twins to both sides here for Kenneth Calbus and the team. He sends a man in motion and fumbles the snap but gets it right away. Has a man open, back in the eye, gets it! And that's a beautiful play. He made it happen, and Kenneth Calbus shoots up to the heavens and thanks him. He is so excited. That was a great play, and to the sophomore, Xavier Hill, for the 2-point conversion to get the tie game. What a play, what a call, and what moxie by that kid down there. Kenneth Calbus, the sophomore. 34-34, 4 minutes to go. Everybody is hyped up. Oh, my goodness. The lineman, Matt Agnua, is going crazy right now. Coach is going nuts right now. Hype is all you can think about for the Stony Point team who's been able to make it happen. So, got to calm down here for a second as we're getting ready for kickoff. Understand, tie ball game. Game is 0-0 now. 4 minutes left. So doing everything they need to do up to this point, now has about 4 minutes left to go win the game. And a beautiful kick will be sent into the back of the end zone for a touchback by Lopez. So does a great job there, making sure they did not get a big return. And now,
here we go.
All the pressure is on.
Here we go, D-line.
Yeah.
Come on, Chima. Let's get this thing going.
And all the pressure is on the Kangaroos right now as they are now forced to come up with an answer. I mean, the Tigers have scored 21 points, not unanswered, but 21-7 in this half. So doing what they need to do to get their place back, get their way back into this game. And it looks like, we have to expect the Kangaroos are going to be coming out with all stops here, with trips to the top of your screen, single coverage to the bottom, and handoff, fake, just a dump pass right now, and ends up getting a good mount, but goes out of bounds there. So their quarterback, again, extending plays, making it happen, looking like a mini Patrick Mahomes out there. Both of these quarterbacks making some plays for their team.
The key there, Zach, he just doesn't get rattled. We've said it from the beginning.
Yep.
Coaches told us that's what it looked like for him, and I can see what they're talking about. It's not just on film. He's a cool guy.
Yep. So trips to the bottom of your screen. Throws it right over the middle. Gets a man. Uh-oh. He has a chance to take this to the house. He might do it. almost gets into the end zone diving. So ultimately, a quick score here for Killeen puts it to 40-34. Now, the one good thing I will say about scoring quickly is it does give the chance for the Stony Point to answer, right? So right now, 40-34 with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this game. The Kangaroos are attempting a field goal to get the extra point.
Sure didn't see that coming, Zach.
It just kind of happened right in a minute. A simple slant route, you get them in motion. Almost looks like it was blocked, but puts it through. Some excitement here, Coach. I'm having to catch my breath. I don't know about you, but it is 41-34. Killeen is up, but this Stony Point offense has had a lot of luck and has been moving the ball recently. So, again, Killeen just had a very short offensive series. Their defense, who has been on the field constantly.
An awful lot.
Yeah, constantly this half is now going to be called upon again to make something happen. So, we will see. 3 minutes and 50 seconds are left in this game, and it is a fun one to be a part of, I can tell you that, and cannot wait to bring y'all more of this throughout the season. Again, we will be broadcasting next week for Pflugerville, and then as the season continues onward. But right here, right now, is where we are. Thursday night, it is 9:32 p.m., 3 minutes and 50 seconds left.
So Zach, is Kinnick is relaxed right now as the quarterback for the Kangaroos? Because that seems to be what makes him so special.
Squib kick was caught on the front line. Good hands right there.
A lot of times that can be problematic.
Absolutely. Usually put those front guys up there to block, but right there, some hands shown. So number 13 does a good job, Daniel Sawyer, DB, of getting that. But absolutely. And, Coach, you mentioned staying cool, right? It's almost like being an NBA point guard at that quarterback position is you see the game in a different speed than other people do, right? So understanding that, and the great ones can do it best, is like knowing what's going to happen and anticipating. And that definitely is what the Kangaroo quarterback is showing right now. So Kinnick Kalbus, our hero, comes down, sends a man in motion, handoff right down the middle. Doesn't get much here. A gain of about 1 for Xavier Hill. So seeing a pretty even split between all three of these running backs here tonight, with no really order, in my opinion. I've seen no true workload that they're in or role. It's you're in there and then you come out and the other person is in there. But I like it.
I think that's going to pay off later on in the year, especially.
Oh yeah, you have 3 guys who can do it. You just love it. So second down and about 9 here. Kinnick gets plenty of time and delivers a pass over the middle. A great catch, number 19, Willie Freeman gets the first down, and Kinnick showing some poise here with 3 minutes left, gets the ball into the enemy territory at the 31-yard line. So keep that clock moving now, 2 minutes and 57 seconds, and this Tiger unit is moving the ball quickly down the field. That was a great throw, Coach.
Their defensive line isn't moving the way they did early on, Zach. It's going to be hard for them to put a good rush on, and it's going to be hard for them to chase him down if he breaks contain.
Absolutely, and so we do have a flag on the play. It looks like Xavier Hill is pointing to maybe a face mask penalty as his helmet gets pulled off, so we will see. We will see what the call is here, but yes, some dirty laundry on the field. And that's what it is, folks. Personal foul, face mask, and we will see, what is that, Coach, 15 yards?
Yes, sir.
So 15 yards. So we are seeing a 15-yard increase to their territory. That would bring it to a 16-yard line situation for this Tiger unit. And it looks like number 6, Aiden Green, is in there to tote the rock for the Tigers, and they know it's coming. The Roos do. Handoff outside, gets a lane, has some room, makes a move, Touchdown! And that is a huge touchdown. Not sure. We might see a flag on the flag. Yeah, a ref threw the flag out of bounds, but meant to throw it inbounds. Might be coming back here. But, gosh, just a great play call there. And outside, just being able to take it home. And that was Andrew Hill, who would have had his third touchdown tonight. But we'll see what the call is. Most likely coming back, though. Yep, that's a holding call on offense. So we'll see a 10-yard penalty. So that is 10-yard from the spot of the foul or maybe the ball. Okay, so it is from the spot. So I would place it right back to where we were. And honestly, same situation. So not much has changed. Just a little bit of time off the clock there. Would have loved the touchdown, but first down and 10 here for the Tigers. And Kenneth Kalbas is in, throws a ball deep to Tristan Rhymes and gets the score. Touchdown. And Tristan Rhymes answered the bell again, showcasing that he is him and able to get the touchdown. And wow, it creates a crazy situation here in Kelly Reeves where we are now within 1 point. So now, Coach, big decision time here.
No, not really. Our offense is really rolling. They can't stop us. We're going to kick an extra point and see what they can do. We think we can score in a hurry. So
Absolutely.
We're going to kick an extra point, make sure it's up and true, and then we're going to get a stop. And if we get some time, heck, we may go down there and score and end this thing in regulation.
And so timeout here, believe by maybe Stony Point. So we're going to take another quick break here and go to some commercials, but we'll be right back.
RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain. Veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567.
All right, y'all. So, again, coming back to you and just a huge opportunity for Stony Point here as the score is 40-41. And, you know, I was thinking that maybe this might be a 2-point opportunity. But, Coach, you know, you've been doing this a lot longer than I have. And, you know, right now, offense is rolling. Like you said, let's just go for it. But maybe seeing something different here, not seeing the kicking unit on the field, Coach. So,
Nope.
Huge opportunity here. This could very well be the game.
Yeah, he might think our defense is tired too. So let's go ahead and win this thing right now.
So Kenneth Kalbas has some time, drops back, tries to get open, but is not able to get there. So ultimately, a decision that backfires. So right now, 41-40, and the Killeen Kangaroos have the ball. So all they need to do is draw out the clock because the Stony Point Tigers only have one timeout. But gutsy call here. You know, you maybe can see that as this being a non-district game, not necessarily a win-lose situation where we need to win, but some situation where, you know, let's trust our team and see if we can get that extra confidence to push us, you know, to the next level maybe next week. That, you know, that's what I'm thinking the call was for.
Oh, I'm sure of that completely. He had confidence in his guys. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, whether they got that or not, you just have to take a stand, and you know your kids down there. You know if they're tired on defense. Our defense was playing so well the third and first half of the fourth, and then we've given up, 2 scores?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he might be saying, shoot, we can't stop them. Let's go ahead and try and win it right now.
And so in another effort to try to win it, we are seeing an onside kick right here. Timeout taken, looks like, by the Kangaroos. So we'll take a brief break right now just to kind of bring you some more word from our sponsors.
Looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
So bringing you guys back into the action here, 2 minutes and 19 seconds left. Right now, 1 point game here for the Killeen Kangaroos and Stony Point, your Stony Point Tigers, who have just played a absolutely phenomenal game starting from this first half where things were looking a little bleak, but able to just make their way back into it. We love this scrappy team. So anyways, we have an onside kick opportunity right now. It looks like it will be attempted, and there it goes. And the ball's on the ground, but gets scooped up by Killeen. So Killeen will have the ball directly on their 50-yard line. Probably not going to see too much in the passing game here, I would assume, unless they get down in unless they get behind in the down and distance. But probably going to see a couple run games. That defensive line for Stony Point needs to step up again. You know, they've been called upon a lot today, but this is probably the most important time.
They've been called upon a lot, Zach, but they've answered the bell. I'm telling you, these guys have played their hearts out.
They sure have, and it just have shown us just immense heart coming from first half. You know, a lot of toughness getting blocked. But here we go. Quarterback back there with two guys in the backfield, takes the snap, throws it out wide, and number 9 able to take it for the receiver and tackled by number 32 on the Stony Point team, and that is Lucas Garcia. So Lucas Garcia has been involved in a few tackles tonight. He's been called a few times, trying to punch that ball out. Good job by him. So
all that shows me, Zach, is how much confidence they have in their quarterback.
Yeah. To be able to sling it.
All they have to do is run out the clock, and they're going to chunk it out there to the numbers right out of the gate.
You know, showing the trust, both sides of the ball, both coaches here trusting these kids to do what they need to do. And now handoff here to number 2, and Chime pulling him backwards, trying to force him not to get that first down, but I think forward progress is just going to be enough for the first down. So 1 minute, 28 seconds here when that ball sets. The clock will continue to run. So first down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Clock is ticking. We'll probably see Killeen slow down quite a bit here and use all that 35-second play clock to wind things down. And we have twins to the top of your screen, single receiver to the bottom. Snap, and another throw here. Quarterback gets drilled, and a push-off looks like, but we'll see what the call is here. I'm not sure what Killeen is doing because now, unfortunately, the quarterback took a shot and is a penalty on the marker. So, you know, rather than just running the ball out, a questionable decision there, but we'll see what the call is here on the field because if it is a push-off, then that means the ball is going backwards. And we should be seeing the Tigers getting excited about that as they have a chance to now continue.
They waved off the flag.
Yeah, I guess they waved off the flag. Not sure why. So timeout here. Really tough situation for the Tigers as they need a stop here. Only have one timeout, but a second down and 10 situation with only a minute left. It's going to be tough. And, you know, the defense is walking out onto the field. They got to have to feel good about this. Yeah, they got to be feeling good about this, especially, you know, the defensive play on the front line has just increased dramatically. And, you know, it like we've been saying, it is hot. These big boys up front are definitely a little heavy and got some extra heat on them. So definitely tough. But quarterback took a big shot on that play, able to get up, though. So, if I'm Killeen, I'm trying to protect him as much as possible going forward as he is able to walk off the field and get he walking off the field, and looks like number 2 will be in at quarterback. A lot of confusion happening right now. Killeen coaches are signaling in a play. The play clock has been started, so 19 seconds left on that play clock, a minute left in the game, and looks like Killeen is going with their backup quarterback in the game, trying to get things set here. And false start by Killeen. So a lot is going on right now for the Kangaroos. On that last play, rather than just running it out, quarterback throws it deep down the field, ends up getting, hit really hard off the edge off a blind side, and has to leave, and ultimately able to return to the field right now, which is a great sign. Love to see that he's okay and able to continue playing. But, oh my goodness, took a shot, and then backup quarterback comes in and false start happens. So just goes to show how important it is to have your personnel in there. And so they are sticking with their backup quarterback at the moment. 2nd and 15 here. So handoff. Oh, and it's broken. And it should go the distance for the score. Touchdown, Killeen. So Killeen will go up and score 47-40 with 50 seconds left in the game.
Well, that's about the only chance we had to stop and get the ball back.
Absolutely.
And get a score ourselves. I know it's not a position you want to be in, but at least we get the ball back down either 7 or 8.
Absolutely. And so the kick is good on the attempt. So again, like you said, Coach, would love to keep it within 1, but honestly, if they would have kept the ball on the ground and maybe not scored, we wouldn't have a chance to answer back. So I have the opportunity to tie this game up and continue and go into overtime here, but time is limited for these Tigers with 52 seconds left in the game. And that touchdown run was by number 2, Carday Hicks. So he's been all over the field too. All those skill players for the Kangaroos have done a good job tonight, especially O-line, and defensively for the Tigers. Just one breakthrough, but honestly, like we're saying, gives us an opportunity to go forward and start and maybe tie this one up.
Well, I'd seriously consider finding Tristan down the field, and even if it's just a 50-50 ball, they're going to be playing backed off. They're going to be underneath routes that you can have. So let's go ahead and take those and get it deep enough.
And so there's the kick, and is taken by Wheeler, who's been doing a great job returning all night tonight. Does another good job getting the ball out to the 31-yard line with 47 seconds left. So got out quickly too. 1 timeout left for this unit. Gonna have to use it sparingly, and these are moments that you practice, Coach. They're definitely going to get a script of plays coming in right now, and start running those.
Yeah, they're going to have, all right, we're going to run whatever play, and then let's line it. If it's complete and we get down the field, let's line it up, and this is what we're running the next play. And then, let's see.
Yep, Tristan is out to number 14. Tristan Rhymes is on the top of the screen, and bottom of your screen trips left. So Kinnick takes the ball, hikes it, has a man open, and it just pounces to the turf, which isn't bad. Stops the clock. 42 seconds left. That ball was intended for Andrew Gomez, who has been all over the field tonight and
had a big night, Zach.
Yeah, he had that huge run early on.
Had a big night for us.
So he's definitely that 1-2 punch with him and Tristan is definitely going to be dangerous throughout the season. But yeah, Andrew and Tristan doing their job to get open. And Kenneth Callback taking the ball, rolling out, another deep throw. Almost goes in the hands for interception, but luckily falls to the turf unharmed. 37 seconds left, and 3rd down and 10 here for the Stony Point Tigers.
Well, he's had success dropping back and taking off and having pretty spectacular runs. It'd be a pretty great time for one of those.
Absolutely, Coach, and something maybe we can look to expect more. But right now, situation definitely needs something. They're not playing too far off, but Kenneth Callback takes the ball and deep throw, just chunks it up there and picked off. That will probably seal the game for us, but 29 seconds left. So, again, that jump ball situation thrown into triple coverage for Tristan. Tough ball to, let your receiver just go up and get.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot you can do in this situation.
And the defense knows that.
They know that. And here in a couple years, who knows how far he can throw it. But, right now it's just not going to happen and going to end up a little bit short tonight.
Yep. And, this game is going to be a great learning experience for a lot of these young kids. A tough game, a very talented team who had everything going for them in the first half and, could have just rolled over, right? This Stony Point team could have definitely just said, they're too big, they're too fast, they're going to kill us all game. But that second half, Coach, turned it around. So we do get a timeout here with 12 seconds left in the game by Stony Point. So, just regrouping, probably telling their players, just take a rest, take it easy on this last play, and let's get out of it. But also not in the huddle, so not sure what's being told.
Yeah, they've played their guts out tonight, Zach. They had every reason in the world to lay it down, to not come back and play as well as they did in the second half. But there's a lot to learn from tonight, like you had said, and there's a lot to be proud of if you're a Stony Point Tiger fan.
Absolutely. Looks like Coach has called a good amount of the defensive players over, or offensive players over to kind of talk things over, and there goes the last knee. So 10 seconds left in the game. We're going to tick away. 48-40 is, the final score that we're seeing here in Kelly Reeves. So a very tough game for the Tigers as they fall by 2 points, and we're very close in, getting a win. A couple things fall their way. Extra point was made at the beginning of the game. We might be talking about a different score here, Coach, but a lot of things had to happen for them to get into this point and even be a competitive game. One of the toughest things that happened tonight was the Killeen drive to end the half. And that ended the half on such a tough note for the Stony Point Tigers, especially after not stopping them for multiple drives up to that point. So really fantastic to see them come out of the locker room and just pitch a shutout in the third quarter. Ultimately, let up a few scores in the fourth, but, offense was clicking. So, everything looked really well in that third and fourth quarter. Got to apply that for all of the game next week.
Yes, looking forward to next week, seeing how, we've seen how these guys will come back and do after a win. Well, let's see how things go after a loss.
Right.
You have to learn how to take and learn from both ends of that. It's always a lot more fun, and whoever says, well, you can teach more from a loss, no, you can teach just as much from winning a football game than you can from losing a football game. There are a lot of lessons on both sides to be taught, and I know Coach is going to make sure our boys are ready to go next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So, seeing another great game, another close game for these Tigers, that might be the sentiment, of the season, keeping everything close. But just some other scores for you right now, and feel free to hop in on the other game network during the iHSFAN network. We have the Round Rock Westwood Warriors going against Austin High, a team we played last week. 49-14 for Westwood. They're up with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So if you're trying to catch the end of that game, feel free to join in. But that's pretty much what we have today. I mean, obviously a lot to go forward and continue with, but, we're super excited to, continue broadcasting this team. This was an amazingly fun game. I hope everybody here was glad to enjoy it. And, Coach, before we kind of wrap things up, is there anything, last words from your end that you're thinking about, or maybe?
No, just what we were just talking about a few minutes ago. I really look forward to seeing how they react to this and talking to a couple of the coaches before the game next week to see, hey, how any kids miss practice that are usually there? Are any kids dinged up, hurt? What are they going to do about their quarterback situation? He obviously took a shot at the end of the game when he may or may not should have even been out there running those type plays. So, we're going to learn a lot about our kids next week, and it's just time for them to saddle back up and get after it again.
Absolutely. So, starting off the year 1-1 here for the Stony Point Tigers. We play Pflugerville next week. Feel free to, catch some early action with the iHSFAN radio show Under the Lights with my father, Rick Epstein, and Jeff Power. Going to see them kind of discuss and talk with the head coach of Pflugerville next week. So maybe a sneak peek in what they might be doing and, just some inside information. But that will be it from us. We're going to let some sponsors kind of play, and feel free to stick around with us towards the end. But this is the last scene you have for your Stony Point Tigers as the alma mater begins to play the band begins to play the alma mater. So Stony Point, again, does not get out with a win tonight, 48-40. Super tough game. Loved what we see. Great performance by Kenneth Kalbus and Andrew Hill, as well as Aaron Bolton. Some wide receivers who did well was Tristan Rhymes, Andrew Gomez, who showed up tonight, as well as Aiden Wheeler returning punts. Offensive line did well. Chime Onyaka, the whole defense stepped up. Absolutely shout out to all of them. But with that being said, y'all, it is going to be it from our side. We will join you next week, as I said, we will join you guys next week for the game against Pflugerville. But that is it for now. We will see y'all next week. I'm going to let some of this sponsorship roll.
You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from iHSFAN.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility, and with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. covertford.com.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs, with stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from